The following is a presentation of Major League Baseball Productions. Welcome to This Week in Baseball, where you go beyond the game.
Come on, baby! Oh! Let it begin. I'm ready.
We catch everything.
Diving play! That's a catch! You want This Week in Baseball? Look at the camera right here.
Both on the field and off it.
Ow! Mic'd up, baby. Is it me? It's the greatest thing going.
You can't get any closer to baseball than this. This week, the Atlanta Braves are looking to get back into the playoffs and maybe hit 400.
Chipper Jones will touch them all.
3 hits does wonder for your morale, doesn't it?
We've got an exclusive sit-down with the Big Three and look back on their amazing time together.
Glavine, Maddox, Smoltz, or Smoltz, Maddox, Glavine. The three of us were mentioned in the same breath.
You ever get the feeling the game has passed you by? Time to fish or cut bait.
Been a good day for him.
Try to do a little something new.
Let the celebrating begin, folks. 14 consecutive division titles for your Atlanta Braves.
This organization is used to getting to the playoffs and winning their division. Last couple of years, we fell short.
There has been no October baseball in Atlanta since 2005. That alone is motivation for this year's team. And one man's doing his best to help them achieve their goal.
And Chipper Jones, the banner.
Chipper undoubtedly is the best player I have ever been around.
Chipper Jones will touch them all.
Wow.
I think we all feel like we stink right now because you look at what he's doing and it's like he knows he's going to get 2 or 3 hits a game right now.
Chipper Jones, some kind of hot.
Chipper Jones is 3 for 3. 3 hits does wonder for your morale, doesn't it?
As far as the start, I felt really prepared. I've done my homework. I go up there with a plan, and more times than not, the plan has worked out.
Although it's early, Chipper's still hitting over 400, a season average that hasn't been reached in more than 60 years.
Hitting 400 is a challenge.
Chipper Jones hitting 407.
I tell you what, if anybody could this year, it would be Chipper.
But while Chipper chases history, teammate John Smoltz already achieved it earlier this year.
I can't believe how fired up people were.
John Smoltz 4 strikeouts away from 3,000.
Every single person was just so excited about me getting this. It meant something to a lot of people.
Gotta get this guy, John.
And I was blown away.
Struck him out. 2-9-9-9. He's 1 away.
I wasn't prepared for every 2-strike count to have the crowd go as nuts as they did.
Everybody standing. He's a strike away. Finish it here.
And it just felt so good when it was done.
Struck him out. There it is. Career strikeout number 3,000 for John Smoltz. History in Atlanta.
When you look at the number of people that have played this game and that small list of guys who have been able to achieve that, he's punched his ticket for Cooperstown.
Unfortunately, Smoltz is now out for the rest of this season. And it'll be up to fellow veteran pitchers Tom Glavine and Tim Hudson to pick up the slack. But these Braves are also being led by their youth, including a pair of childhood friends who grew up near Atlanta.
We've got a lot of good young players. We could start in right field with Frank Court.
There it is. There it is.
Good.
Behind the plate with McCann.
It's a 2-run double for McCann. That's what I bring to the table.
You bring more than what people really know.
And Mark Teixeira has been a huge addition at first.
Out of here. Mark Teixeira.
This is the future of the Atlanta Braves. You're passing on the torch to great representatives.
So with this mix of savvy veterans and exciting young talent, the Braves are looking to start their next streak of postseason baseball.
I'm dying to get back so much this year, and we have such good players on this team, and I think we're hungry.
This team was put together to make a run for the World Series, and once you get to the playoffs, you never know what's going to happen.
And all we want is a chance. I think all you got to do is get yourself in that door of the playoffs, whether it's the wild card or division winner. I feel like we'll be a contender.
This Week in Baseball is brought to you by Aquafina, the official water of Major League Baseball.
I guess I'll take it from here.
Just don't leak any fluid on me.
The inside of a race car can feel as hot as the Sahara. How does Dale Jr. overcome it? Energy Focus Control. Amp yourself.
I got some breath mints if you want them. I'm just saying.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on any 2008 Chevy Cobalt.
Animation domination takes a bite out of The Simpsons. But will Homer's new diet leave him hungry for something more? Then, after King of the Hill, Joe can walk again on Family Guy.
He still got that new leg smell.
Followed by American Dad. It all starts at 7/6 Central Sunday on Fox.
Hi, I'm Tom Glavine.
And I'm John Smoltz.
And I'm Greg Maddux.
And you're watching This Week in Baseball.
Between them, they garnered 6 straight Cy Young Awards.
He was overmatched.
And while teammates on the Braves, they won 9 straight division titles. This decade of dominance by Tom Glavine, John Smoltz, and Greg Maddux has no equal in baseball history.
Got him.
Now with each of the big 3 in the twilight of their career, TWIB brought them together for what just might be the last time while they're still in uniform.
Glavine, Maddux, Smoltz, or Smoltz, Maddux, Glavine. The 3 of us were mentioned in the same breath.
Smoltz, Maddux, Glavine. The order of their names doesn't matter. For although their pitching styles differ, they are intrinsically linked by their monumental levels of success.
Maddux, Glavine, and Smoltz. It's amazing.
I look at you, I look at Mad Dog, I look at Smokesy. Advantage pitchers.
You know, ego and pride, we certainly had that.
You won Cy Young?
I did win the Cy Young.
They could open up a Cy Young Award museum and base it out of Atlanta.
When we pitched on the mound.
And there's a major league slider.
2-1 and 1-0.
Changeup swung on and missed.
Were huge leads.
The Braves starters are all interchangeable in that they could all be #1 starters on any given day.
And every day you came to the ballpark, it was fun because you knew that you were going to watch something pretty special.
Tom Glavine has 20, and the Braves have won 100 games.
You know, you look up on the wall out there and you see all the pennants, and you realize it was because it was always the 3 of us.
Mr. Maddux has stepped up his game here in September.
If we could score a run, the game was over.
I think it's remarkable, and I think that it's something that you're not going to see again.
Each of the big 3 has been dominant in his own way and has carved out his own special niche in baseball's books.
Glavine has been masterful tonight.
With 305 victories, Glavine is the 4th winningest lefty in history.
Sometimes you have to be able to adapt to the times you're in now, and I've seen Glav do that as well as anybody.
And that's according to the man they call the Professor, who's made a science out of pitching on his way to 350 victories and a Major League record 17 consecutive seasons of 15 or more wins.
Maddux could identify the weakness of a hitter instantaneously.
Can't do it much better than that. Greg Maddux puts on another clinic.
That's a gift.
So says Smoltz, the only man in baseball history with at least 200 wins and 150 saves.
Have you ever won Rolaids Relief at the end of the year?
I did win the Rolaids Relief Award.
It's probably been more impressive than what me and Glav have done.
And while Smoltz can't touch Greg's amazing 17 Gold Glove Awards, it's a different story at the plate.
Have you ever won Silver Slugger?
I got 4 Silver Sluggers. I don't know how many they have.
No, I don't have any. You kidding me? I can't hit my weight.
But baseball is a funny game. And when Smoltz faced his former teammate after Greg changed uniforms, it got really funny.
Smoltz said he had something prepared special for Maddox.
I don't think people realized what I was doing.
Maddox is always telling him to keep your hat on.
I wasn't just tipping my hat towards him. I basically was showing him what he wanted to see, and that spot right there, I thought would put him into trance.
So here we go, the Friends squaring off. And a line drive base hit up the middle.
Certainly he got the hit.
He tried to throw a fastball past Greg Maddox, and Maddox hit it right back up the middle.
That was painful for John.
You don't get a hit for a while, you ask for the ball.
That was also Maddox's first hit of this year.
Just happened to be off Smoltzy after he showed me his bald head, you know, so it was kind of a cool ball to get.
While they haven't always been teammates in their careers, Glavine, Maddox, and Smoltz have formed a special bond.
Want that one, Glav?
And we are only left to wonder if these three aces will team up once again as Hall of Fame inductees.
I guess it crosses my mind now because people ask us about it, you know.
Maddox is sawing right through this lineup.
John Smoltz strikes out the side.
Hey, you guys all could end up in Cooperstown the same day.
Another complete game, another shutout.
I think so much of what we've all accomplished in our career is interlinked between the three of us.
The team of the 90s has its world championship. Struck him out. There it is. Career strikeout number 3,000 for John Smoltz.
We had fun.
300 wins for Tom Glavine.
Our personalities worked.
Greg Maddox, 350th career victory.
If we all retire the same year and we get to share that day together, I think that'd be a pretty neat day for all of us.
And now here's Twibia. John Smoltz won 24 games in 1996, the most in one season for any National League pitcher in the 90s. Which Major League pitcher won the most games in the 90s? Was it David Cone, Greg Maddox, Tom Glavine, or Randy Johnson? The answer after this.
What's your equation for keeping healthy?
I'm a chin-upping, baseball-playing, gotta-take-care-of-me, one-a-day man.
One-a-day men's, the only complete multivitamin with more selenium for prostate health.
It fits my equation better. Where can you find me? At the intersection of my new life and my new lifestyle. Driving. Wheatgrass?
Yeah, how was it?
Change the scenery? A State Farm agent will be there to help you get the right coverage at a great price.
You know that place where there's never a rain delay? I am so there.
Call, click, or visit and start saving today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
What's this?
It's wheatgrass. So what do you think of my screenplay?
MLB on XM, every team, every game.
Ask not what the team can do for you, but what you can do for the team.
Read my lips. Every game.
Derek Jeter wants you to hear every team. Big Papi wants you to hear every game.
Every team, every team.
Every game, every game.
Major League Baseball on XM. Every team, every game. The rivalry continues at xmbaseball.com.
I am Big Papi.
I'm Derek Jeter, and I approve this message.
Anything, actually anything we do, we want to try to do it our best, but seriously, we're not bowlers.
No, we're not bowlers.
I think we learned that today.
But the good thing, I don't think we've ever claimed to be a bowler.
Yeah, that's true.
Living the G2 life.
Carlos Zambrano leads the Cubs against Russell Martin and the Dodgers. Today on Fox Saturday Baseball. Check for the game in your area.
Which Major League pitcher won the most games in the 1990s? It was Greg Maddox, who won 176 games for the Cubs and Braves. Now it's time for Pepsi Presents. Nothing's more exciting than when a player comes through with the game on the line.
Game-winning home run!
And when a player delivers time after time, well, you can call him clutch. By voting for the Clutch Performer of the Month award presented by Pepsi, you can decide who's clutch. Here then are the Clutch Performer nominees for the month of May. Lance Berkman hit .471 and became just the second player in 50 years to have 31 hits in a 50 at-bat stretch.
The hottest hitter around launches one.
Lance Berkman continues his dominance.
Ryan Ludwig came up huge for the Cardinals in May, with 9 home runs and 26 runs batted in.
It's a goner and a game winner for Ludwig.
Carlos Quentin, tell you what, he's going to be something dangerous, man. He's going to be something dangerous with that bat in his hand.
Carlos led the White Sox to the top of the Central Division with 7 home runs and 27 RBI, second best in the American League.
Goodbye! The ball game is over. Carlos Quentin has been a revelation in the south side of Chicago.
Uggs kind of exemplifies what our team is.
Dan Ugla had his best month ever with a .347 average and a Major League leading 12 home runs plus 26 RBI.
Base hit! Ball game! Wow! And his name is Dan Ugla!
Rookie Evan Longoria's heroics in May included a 6 RBI game and 2 memorable game-ending hits.
We're getting used to this. Rays win it on a double by Evan Longoria.
And finally, less than a year after beating cancer, John Lester pitched the 18th no-hitter in Red Sox history.
Swing and a miss! No-hitter! John Lester has no-hit the Kansas City Royals!
It's up to you, so cast your vote by going to PepsiClutch.mlb.com. Our XM radio call of the week comes from Milwaukee. Here's Bob Uecker.
The first pitch to him is hit in the air, shallow right. Upton coming on, lays out, can't make the play. It's past him. 1 run is in. Fielders around third coming in. Hart heading for third. He might get waved. He will. Here comes the relay to the plate. It's an inside the park home run for Corey Hart.
This Week in Baseball, presented by Aquafina, will be right back.
A race car driver feels 800 pounds of force at every turn. How does Dale Jr. overcome it? Energy Focus Control. Amp yourself.
Sweet mother.
Congratulations to the winners of the American League and National League Rookie of the Month Award, presented by Gillette.
A home run for David Murphy.
What a night! The Rangers win it in the bottom of the 10th. For Giovanni Soto, that ball back and gone!
Log on to MLB.com/Gillette to vote for the next monthly winner and for a chance to go to the 2008 MLB All-Star Game, courtesy of Gillette. Fox Wednesday on Dance. The top 10 couples compete for the first time on the big stage.
Gotta get down and dirty.
Then, for the first time this season, you get to vote. Be a part of the best of the TV dance shows.
Brilliant, sexy.
Need we say more?
Spectacular!
So you think you can dance. Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
How do you make summer sizzle? Think barbecue and get yourself to Midwest Barbecue and Patio. You'll find everything you need to turn your backyard into a relaxing outdoor retreat of barbecue heaven. Like outdoor kitchens, grills, grilling accessories, and a fantastic selection of outdoor furniture. And Midwest Barbecue has the Quad City's only selection of the Big Green Egg. It's time to grill. Get the fire started at Midwest Barbecue and Patio, next to Fireplaces Plus, State Street, Bettendorf.
Hi, this is Tom Glavine of the Atlanta Braves, and you're watching This Week in Baseball.
And we continue with Baseball Is, presented by Chevy. This week, Baseball Is a future Hall of Fame pitcher and his adoring fan.
I'm a huge Maddox fan.
He also happens to be former Mandolinist of the Year and Punch brother Chris Thiele.
You got to get my 31, man.
Struck him out. Maddox struck him out.
The easiest delivery of all time. You know, just the straight.
Greg Maddux puts on another clinic.
Maddux is one of those guys who doesn't have overpowering stuff. Just incredible control over a ton of movement.
Outside corner, inside corner, down and away.
In Maddox's best years, if he had you with 2 strikes, you were toast.
Straight for the kill.
You were absolute toast.
Got it. What a job. He's the best, folks.
Greg Maddux, man. It's amazing.
And now that Greg is winding up his record-setting career in sunny San Diego, it takes Chris back to his baseball roots.
The first game I went to was a Padres game.
Ready for afternoon baseball in San Diego.
My grandpa, he had Padres season tickets forever. We'd go see Benito Santiago throwing out runners from his knees.
Santiago from his knees. Got him!
And, of course, Tony Gwynn.
Leading off for the Padres, right fielder number 19, Tony Gwynn.
And though he'll always have a fondness for the Padres, Thiele's baseball passion has since moved east.
I really latched on to the Cubs watching Harry Carey.
Way back! It might be! It could be! There it is! Holy cow!
That was baseball to me. The ivy and the bricks, everything about it. You know, that team then was so lovable. Andre Dawson, Mark Grace, you know, Shawan Dunston, and Ryan Sandberg, my all-time favorite player.
He's amazing.
Easily the best around at that position.
He's a great, you know, fundamentally sound ball player. I really gravitate towards those players.
Maybe that's because those kinds of players run in the family.
My great uncle was a tremendous ball player.
A .331 lifetime hitter, Big Sam Thompson played 15 seasons in the late 1800s.
Sam Thompson holds the record for highest RBI per game, average at .923, one higher than Lou Gehrig, which I'm very proud of. He held the National League mark for RBIs in the season at 166 until Hack Wilson broke it. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame by the Veterans Committee in the 70s. Didn't make it into that first round with Otis Wagner and all those fellows, but he was a good ball player. I played for a little while, but I don't think I was ever good enough to decide to be a ball player over being a mandolin player.
This week's State Farm Big League Blast is just Manny being Manny for the 500th time in his career.
High drive deep to right center field. This will do it. Number 500 for Manny Ramirez. On the 31st of May, 2008, Manny Ramirez becomes the 24th big leaguer to hit 500 home runs.
This Week in Baseball, presented by Aquafina, will be right back.
I know for a fact that as I continue to play golf, just like I play pool, I'm going to get better at it.
Are you the next Tiger?
I'm the next. If I continue to drink that G2, watch out, Tiger.
Living the G2 life. As the official bank of Major League Baseball, Bank of America is proud to present the Players of the Week.
Chase Utley is the NL Player of the Week. Utley led the league with 5 home runs and 14 RBI.
And Utley has done it again, his 20th home run of the year.
Mariano Rivera is the AL Player of the Week. Rivera led the league with 3 saves while striking out 7.
The greatest relief pitcher in the history of baseball, Mariano Rivera, just closed it out.
Bank of America, Bank of Opportunity.
You know, it's not all fun and games when you're a mascot. Every year I find myself where the season always ends meets the bills never stop. You know that place where you realize even a squirrel can't live off peanuts? Well, maybe you don't, but believe me, I'm there.
Here's a way to score on savings.
Nice.
Switch your car insurance to State Farm. You'll save big, plus get a payment plan that fits your budget. Call, click, or visit and start saving today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You know I wear this everywhere.
What's your equation for keeping healthy?
I'm a chin-upping, baseball-playing, gotta-take care of me, one-a-day man.
One-a-day men's, the only complete multivitamin with more selenium for prostate health.
It fits my equation better.
You ready? Yeah.
Can I take your order, please?
Give me the beat. Yo. What's up, Stephanie? How you doing today? 89 cents is what we're gonna pay. Say hello to Bobby. He's in the back seat.
Steph, give me something big.
With a bunch of beef. 89 cent cheesy double beef burrito. Well, I pay more, that's big and cheap, yo. So here's what we do. I want one, you want one too?
I forgot my wallet.
I gotta spot you?
Hey, you gotta spot me.
Whatever.
This is the jam.
You want, should we come around?
Dude, pull up.
I'm going!
It's an all-new Amazing Sports Stories this weekend on FSN. Carlos Zambrano leads the Cubs against Russell Martin and the Dodgers. Today on Fox Saturday Baseball. Check for the game in your area.
And now the plays of the week, and how about that? Featuring the music of Disturbed from their album, Indestructible.
All right, boys, D up, let's go.
And feel back. He makes a sensational catch.
Ground ball to third. Diving stop by Encarnacion. Gets up, throws, out. Wow. That's his first one.
Making a dive is Garrett. Up goes the third baseman Reynolds. He leaps, he dives, and he makes the catch.
Put his glove between his legs and kind of closed his eyes and flinched.
That is so lucky.
He bunts up the first baseline.
Make a play, O.
Hudson comes in, shovels with a glove, and he got him.
Attaboy.
And over the shoulder makes the catch.
That guy's got plenty of gold gloves.
In the hole, backhanded by Hairston, and the throw.
Should have been a shortstop.
I'm going to drop a little two-run homer right here.
Runner goes. He hits one a ton.
Oh, look at him. Let the big dog eat.
There's number 599.
How about that?
Pitch on the way to the right-handed batting outfielder. High drive deep to right center field. This will do it.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah! Got him, baby!
Number 500 for Manny Ramirez.
There are girls going to be lined up for them CY bobbleheads, though.
Stumbles over the bullpen mound. Towards the line on the run, drops the ball.
Oh, boy.
And they collide, and the ball drops.
No catch!
And the ball goes right between his legs.
Hang it, bang it.
The pitch. Yep.
Get in the stand.
Jay Bruce, first big league home run.
Trying to do a little something new.
Not one, not two, but three on one pitch.
Come on, let's go. We're going to win this game.
The pitch. Swinging a drive towards right. This one's got a chance.
Look at that thing jump up by though.
Back to the old guy. The Rays have done it again.
This Week in Baseball has been sponsored by Aquafina, the official water of Major League Baseball, by Bank of America, Gillette, Chevrolet, State Farm, Taco Bell, XM Radio, One a Day, and by Gatorade. For This Week in Baseball, I'm Buzz Brainerd. So long, everybody.
It's an all-new Amazing Sports Stories this weekend on FSN. Carlos Zambrano leads the Cubs against Russell Martin and the Dodgers. Today on Fox Saturday Baseball. Check for the game in your area.
Doug has good taste.
I love you, spaghetti.
Carrie speaks her mind.
I'm not a bad person. I'm just very petty.
And then there's Arthur.
How dare you!
They're one big happy family.
Shut up!
Shut up!
Ah, yeah, there's the love.
And break.
The King of Queens.
Weekdays at 5:30 on Fox 18.
On the next 2.5 Men.
You're already doing a hot 22-year-old and you're cheating on her?
Yes.
I am so proud of you.
Monday at 6 on Fox 18.
We'll double your stimulus check. At Courtesy and Moline, get twice as much for your government stimulus check. 500 gets you 1,000, 1,000 gets you 2, and 2,000 gets you 4. And get 3 years of gas at $2.99 a gallon on our best-selling Chryslers and Jeeps. And the Chrysler Lifetime Warranty. Double your stimulus check up to $4,000, gas for $2.99 a gallon, and Chrysler's Lifetime Warranty. At Courtesy Car City in the South Park Auto Plaza, Moline.
Whatever it takes, we'll do it. You can save more than ever before during Ashley Furniture Home Store's National Coupon Event. Big savings on top of our already low Ashley Direct prices. Enjoy comfortable sofas, gorgeous 5-piece dining rooms, or beautiful beds at an incredibly low price. Clip more, save more, and make no payment same as cash for 1 year. It's the National Coupon Event, only at Ashley Furniture Home Store. Start saving money on the things you really want. But you have to hurry. This event ends soon. You're gonna love this place.
Want used? We've got used. Lots of used. At Erickson Chevrolet Buick.
Laugh out loud with The Simpsons. Weekdays at 5 on Fox 18. watching Fox Sports, home to the All-Star Game, the National League Championship Series, and the World Series. America's grand game is on Fox.
We are Fox Sports!
Welcome to the Chevy pregame show on Fox. Chevy, an American Revolution.
June gloom? No such thing here. Fox Saturday Baseball starts right now. The Cubbies take their show on the road. Can the Northsiders stay hot in sunny SoCal? Not if Joe Torre's Dodgers have anything to say about it. It has been a big week in Beantown.
Number 500 for Manny Ramirez.
But now, Big Poppy's out. Can the Red Sox Nation keep their cool? And speaking of the Sox, we will get to know the reigning AL Rookie of the Year.
I just play baseball, man.
Plus, of course, the sickest plays of the week.
Looking for an inside the park home run. He got it.
All that and more on America's Grand Game. It is Fox Saturday Baseball. Yes, some in the neighborhood call this ballpark Blue Heaven, an appropriate meeting place for a club looking for a miracle, don't you think? So will that be Russell Martin and his Dodgers, or the Cubs on a magical ride with 100 years of history working against them? Against all odds? Been there, done that, bought the T-shirt. They got the rings to prove it in Boston, and apparently Man Ram and the Red Sox still have a lot of fight left in them. Are Ichiro and his Mariners up for the heavyweight showdown? We know they're not the only team in need of a wake-up call. Can this really be the home of the last-place Tigers? Maglu Ordonez and the Stripes are closing in on that mark, and don't expect any sympathy from Grady Sizemore and the divisional rival Indians. All part of the mystery that is the 2008 baseball season, and we cleared this much up. It is Fox Saturday Baseball. I am Jeannie Zelasco. That is Kevin Kennedy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good night.
Already.
Yes, Red Sox, Rangers manager, and Eric Harris back with us in the studio.
Good to be back.
Cubs, Dodgers, A's. Got them all?
Yeah.
Okay, we got
Cubs
to
and
check
Dodger
these
blue
out.
tie on right there.
But he's not a homer in any way, shape, or form. Suspensions totaling 38 games handed out to 3 Boston Red Sox, 5 Tampa Bay Rays. As a result of Thursday's melee in Boston, Boston's Coco Crisp got hit the hardest, 7 games plus a fine for that. He started the charge literally on Tampa starter James Shields. Rays versus Sox, the main event. How about the undercard? We have Sox on Sox. Kevin Youkilis, Manny Ramirez a little bit later on in the game. Now that could have much deeper impact for the Red Sox. FoxSports.com senior baseball writer Ken Rosenthal joining us now with the very latest on the dugout drama.
Jeannie, this all comes down to Kevin Youkilis and his temper. I've confirmed that Youkilis was throwing stuff around in the dugout, complaining about called strikes. Manny told him to turn the page. Things escalated from there. Guys, I've sat down by the Red Sox dugout numerous times during our broadcast. I can tell you that Youkilis screams at himself virtually every time he makes an out. A Red Sox source told me the guys here love Uke. They just get tired of him screaming all the time.
All right, Ken, always chock full of information. Log on to FoxSports.com for his full count. You know, when this happens here in the studio, we just toss a few donuts at Mark Grace. But you've been in the dugout before, obviously, in your illustrious career. You've seen this happen? This is commonplace?
Well, you know, during the season, you're going to have interaction amongst players. You know, in this situation, both players are wrong. Kevin Youkilis comes in, he's upset, he's throwing stuff around. Look, that doesn't mean you care more or you're more passionate. And by the same token, Manny, you can't go confront Kevin Youkilis when he's in an emotional state. What do you think he's going to say? Manny, you know what? You're right. My bad, dude. I'll calm it down. You know, the unfortunate thing is we got it on tape, so then we're showing it and we're talking about it.
Because people want to see it. All right, now let's not lose sight, though, of the Rays' statement that they really made the other night. James Shields saying, we've gotten stomped around the last 10 years. We are not going to take it anymore. And clearly that showed. And should that have happened, the melee the other night?
You know what? No, it shouldn't have happened because Coco Crisp, first of all, should not have charged the mound. You take your hit, you got hit low, you go to first base. What precipitated this was what happened Wednesday. Jason Bartlett at shortstop, 6th inning. He's trying to steal Coco Crisp, his head first, slide. Okay, you don't drop a knee down unless the guy's sliding head first because you get the cleats, you're going to get bit right there. In the 8th inning, instead, this time he's going after Awamura, the wrong guy, by the way, and he's not going in there. I mean, that's a stolen base attempt. You're not going in there trying to break up a double play. So there was intent by Coco Crisp. He was upset because he jammed his thumb in the 6th inning by Jason Bartlett blocking him. And then in the 8th inning, he went after whoever he was going to go after, whoever was there. But he thought Bartlett was going to cover, so he said later. It doesn't matter. The point is, he slid across the bag, and he could have taken Armour out and hurt him, very badly.
Yeah, and you know what else I didn't like about that? You can try and get back at somebody under the guise of playing winning baseball, but there, Coco Crisp had no intent of trying to be safe at second base. He wasn't taking somebody out in a force play. He was just trying to get somebody.
You're saying he's selfish.
Selfish.
You're looking for a kinder, gentler weekend.
The final thing that's really important, Shields got him low. And I've ordered this before as a manager, and I'm not saying...
a few hits out on people?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But don't hurt somebody. Don't hit him up high. It didn't hit him up high. He didn't go after his head. He got him low. He got him in the leg. Coco Crisp just flipped the ball back to him and said, hey, you didn't hurt me, pal, and go to first base. And now, like you said earlier, selfishness going on, and it's going to cost the Red Sox several players.
Yeah, Kevin, by the way, kinder and gentler now.
Yeah,
all right,
right.
Not all hostilities this week. Got good news, bad news from around the league. We're going to stay in B-Town. Manny Ramirez, congratulations. The Red Sox slugger launched career home run number 500 last Saturday night. Now number 24 becomes the 24th member of the exclusive 500 club. The bad news, the same game, David Ortiz, that left wrist, not the tendon, but the sheath surrounding the tendons. Big Poppy is expected to wear a cast for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Good news in Atlanta. Chipper Jones hitting 400 in more ways than one. On Thursday, Chipper joined Mickey Mantle and Eddie Murray as the only third switch hitter in history to hit 400 career home runs. The bad news, it is dreadfully awful. John Smoltz going to miss the rest of the season, opting for surgery on his troublesome right shoulder. Smoltz said the pain in the throwing shoulder was too great for him to continue the season. A decision about his future retirement, that's going to come after surgery. Checking Lou's pulse here in Chicago, man, it is all good. Cubbies have won 10 of their last 12 games, and this is the first time since 1908 the Cubs have the best record in the majors entering June. 1908. Why does that have a ring to it?
That was the last club I managed.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
Eric was my first baseman. That's why. I did not have Giovanni Soto, though, back in 1908, and the Cubs do now. And he was my preseason pick for Rookie of the Year. Yeah, by the way, Russ Martin of the Dodgers, Giovanni Soto of the Cubs, the two best catchers in the National League, along with Brian McCann. Got to give him some love, too. But both these guys were drafted originally as third baseman and turned into catchers. Russ Martin got his batting average back up there, third among all catchers, because he's not trying to pull a ball and hit home runs. Giovanni Soto does have the power, and he's getting the job done behind the plate. I like the way he's receiving the ball, too, and calling a game for this pitching staff he has.
Well, and this pitching staff, you talk about it, and I think Kerry Wood has made the most important impact for this pitching staff. He is now the closer for the Chicago Cubs, leads the National League with 17 saves. And now, because he can assume that role, Ryan Dempster, the closer of the last 3 years, moves to the starting rotation. He's 7-2, and a big part of why the Cubs are successful.
What you're saying? He wasn't selfish.
He wasn't selfish.
He wasn't selfish.
That's
Coming up, he became the regular second baseman for the Boston Red Sox in 2007. Isn't it time you get to know Dustin Pedroia? Kevin Kennedy, Eric Karras face the quick pitch about all kinds of topics. But first, we're going to take a look at the best plays of the week.
Deep, far, number 500 for Manny Ramirez. 400. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yes, sir.
How do you remember all this?
Here we go. And just like that, it turns into fight night at Fenway Park.
Looking for 4 games in a row with one of those. Holy smoke, put it on the board.
Yes! God! See ya! Walk-off home run for Jason Giambi. Live from Montreal, the Canadian Grand Prix, tomorrow, only on Fox.
Ford F-Series has stood by hard-working Americans for over 60 years.
This is the truck that helped build this country. As you can see, they're proud to build the truck Americans count on every day.
So to get the F-150 or Super Duty you need, Ford is standing by you again with employee pricing. That's right.
You pay what these folks pay. Just when America needs it the most, it's the best offer of the year.
Visit a Ford dealer or go to FordVehicles.com.
I remember bringing Matt in here when he was little. He loved the smell of the tires. Now my grandson Ross is racing. He loves Farm and Fleet, too.
No matter what you like best about shopping at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, you'll always find convenience, selection, and value.
Every time we come here.
We interrupt this program to bring you this vital information regarding your Fox 18's Laugh Out Loud. It may be so funny, it hurts.
We gotta hurry. Anybody? Hurry!
So as you can see, although your Fox 18's Laugh Out Loud is extremely hilarious and tactfully human, caution should still be used. Please laugh responsibly.
Fox Sunday, it's animation domination, shockingly scandalous. Will Homer's new diet leave him hungry for something more? The Simpsons gets juicy. Then, after King of the Hill, witness a miracle on Family Guy. Joe can walk again.
He still got that new leg smell.
And American Dad exposes history's biggest cover-up.
Dad! Dad! Dad?
It all starts at 7/6 Central, Sunday on Fox.
Welcome back to the Chevy pregame show on Fox. Chevy, an American revolution. The future of the game right here, the top 5 picks in the 2008 MLB draft. The Rays made high school shortstop Tim Beckham, the number overall pick this year. For those of you who don't put any stock in the draft, have you checked out the Red Sox roster? Does Dustin Pedroia sound familiar? Let's get to know Dustin, the reigning American League Rookie of the Year.
I'm Dustin Pedroia, the Boston Red Sox. This is showtime over here. Second baseman, I'm from Woodland, California. I went to Hawaii, I tried surfing, didn't really like it. I'm more of the kind of chilled out, relaxed type. I just play baseball, man. I'm from California, it's known for its salsa, and I have my own. Yeah, I want to see it. I've never seen it. I'm a big TV show fan. I like Prison Break, Lost. 24 is my all-time favorite. You know, I watch them all, man. I crank them all out. I used to play a lot of PlayStation. My favorite game is Guitar Hero 3. I'm kind of shutting that down during the season. I'm a big Niners fan. Favorite players are Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. Love the Niners. Live and die by them. The first true dynasty of the National Football League. And that's about it.
So all this stuff, pretty impressive, but I think, maybe the Red Sox are just shutting it down because David's gone, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do, shut it down. Well, you're not going to replace the presence. There's no question about that. But look at the positives. The outfield now, because you moved Manny Ramirez to the DH spot, will be more athletic, cover more ground. Now, also offensively, they can run a bit more. And the bottom line is other guys will get opportunities, and that's what it's all about.
The best 3-4 combination in baseball, Jeannie, since David Ortiz came to Boston is the lefty-righty combination, Manny and David Ortiz. So now somebody has to take that spot and step up. To me, it's J.D. Drew. He's hitting third today in front of Manny Ramirez, which means, number one, he's going to get some pitches to hit because you don't want him on base. J.D. likes to take a lot of walks, but I think sometimes he has to expand his own zone and be a run producer. It's his time. And by the way, since David's been out, he's hitting very well, 10 for 19. He's getting the job done so far.
Well, you know what'll be interesting, too, is how do you pitch to Boston now?
Hey.
Well, that was my point. Is there any reason not to walk Manny now without Ortiz?
I'll tell you what, if you don't walk Manny, then you're going to be sitting right here next to me next year.
It's such a bad thing, right?
You remember how late in the game in New York, Joe Torre, I mean, David Ortiz would beat him, you have Manny on deck. I mean, who do you pitch to? That's exactly right. Late in the game, take nothing away from Sean Casey hitting behind Manny today, but if you're going to pick one guy to beat you, it's not going to be Manny Ramirez. You're going to put him on.
All right, we're going to try to beat you right now with the quick pitch. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right, Kevin, 2 pitchers lost for the season. This news today, Jeremy Bonderman for the Tigers to a blood clot. Jake Westbrook to reconstructive shoulder surgery. Which team will miss their pitchers more?
Well, I think the Tigers are already in trouble. I mean, Bonderman wasn't exactly lights out. I think Westbrook was pretty dominant for the Cleveland Indians last year, especially in the postseason. He pitched great. I won't say he's a dominant guy, but that good sinker, I think they're going to miss him the most.
All right, Eric, Matt Kemp suspended 4 games. Torrealba 3 games for the bench clearing altercation Tuesday. Who's at fault?
Kemp for going after Torrealba. Can't do that. You struck out, take your lumps, go back to the dugout.
Ironically, we had cameras rolling, so there you go.
Yeah, you got to go back. This is frustration. Oh, look at that. A jab to the neck. Hey, there's not any love this week. We're showing all kinds of altercations and fights.
And that was a reaction play right there. How did he react to that? I'm not getting suspended.
All right, Kev, after being swept by the Angels, we're talking about Seattle manager John McCarver went off on what some called a contrived tirade.
I think
tired of damn losing this every night and we bust our ass. It's got to be a total team effort to turn this thing around, and that's it.
Well,
too little, too late?
Well, we heard that the media was kind of invited down and the guys were told to stay at their lockers. I mean, it is kind of contrived, you know. Yeah, I think it is too little, too late.
If it's contrived, you got to come up with better vocabulary.
Oh,
you can't
okay.
keep going with the bleeps.
All right, Atlanta's John Smoltz gone for the season, maybe forever from the game. Should we just call him Hall of Famer, John Smoltz?
Hall of Famer, absolutely. 210 victories, over 150 saves, and 15 postseason wins.
Charlie Manuel benched reigning NL MVP Jimmy Rollins early this week for not running out of pop fly. Phillies up 1 run at the time. Would you have done the same?
Absolutely. You do to the team leader of the club, the MVP, the whole club will follow suit. You know, you don't just pick it to the young guys only. You got to pick on your veterans once in a while.
You're uninvited to his golf tournament. Okay, Eric, Jobber Chamberlain threw 62 pitches, lasting 2 1/3. As a hitter, who scares you more, Job of the starter or Job of the reliever?
Job of the reliever, because I can have a potential of seeing him every day. I don't want to see him every day.
All right, Eric, Jason Giambi been sporting a mustache of late. Has our own Kevin Kennedy started a trend?
Yeah. Well, he's got the mustache I did have, because I'm going longer now, see?
Yeah, Kevin moved into the year 2008, man.
Which we so appreciate.
These guys are going back to the 70s.
It's working for him. We have some Yankee news to pass along today. We got some highlights that we will share with you as well. But before we move on here, how about Chevrolet Player of the Game predictions? Not only do you have to be insightful, we ask you to predict the future.
Well, this is easy. It's Derek Lowe's day. He's going to get 17 ground ball outs and go deep into the game. To do that, you got to go deep in the game, don't you?
Yeah, that would make sense. I'm doing the math as we speak.
You know who I like? I like the big man on the other side, Carlos Zambrano, not just because he's a great pitcher, 8-1, but my man can swing the bat.
Move him up in the order.
Oh, yeah, he could hit in the middle of the lineup for some clubs.
Nothing to do with being 8-1, right? And a 2.51 ERA. All right, that's easy, Eric. I'm taking the guy that's had a tough time so far this year.
All right, would you move him up in the order? I mean, I'm throwing that out as a joke.
Who are you, Ned Yost or Tony La Russa? Come on.
Hey, you know what? La Russa's got some pretty good hardware to show for his
Too much copycats in baseball. I like him down there in the 9th spot.
Keep him where he's at. All right, for more of today's Chevrolet Player of the Game predictions, including Ken Rosenthal's picks, visit foxsports.com/Chevy. For baseball, don't touch that dial. We've got plenty of updates, highlights to pass along there in your future, as well as action from Los Angeles, Boston, or Detroit. But before we leave you, we do have to remember Jim McKay, our longtime colleague, a broadcasting legend, really, has died of natural causes at the age of 86. A 13-time Emmy Award winner, McKay was best known for hosting ABC's Wide World of Sports and the 1972 Munich Olympics, one of the 12 Olympic Games he worked. Really, one of the true founding fathers of sports television. Jim McKay is survived by his wife, Margaret, and 2 children, Sean and Barry. He will be missed.
Watching Fox Sports, broadcasting in HD, and presented by DirecTV.
When your vehicles are in need of service, drive to the big QC sign. Trust your vehicle to a group of technicians with over 30 years of experience in the Quad City area.
Locally owned and operated, we're your neighbors. Our kids go to the same schools. We shop in the same stores. QC Auto Service Centers. Same great service, same great locations for over 30 years.
Drive to any of our 3 Quad City locations. We'll treat you like family.
QC Auto Service Centers, keeping you on the road.
Why do customers keep coming back to Maple Leaf Lincoln Mercury? Only Maple Leaf offers big city selection at small town prices and treats you like our own family. Maple Leaf, home of the hand-picked quality pre-owned vehicles for less. Home of the $8.99 oil change. Home of the free pickup and delivery with loaner provided. Experience the Maple Leaf difference, where we always treat you right.
Drive 20, save plenty. Maple Leaf, Geneseo.
Fox Tuesday is all new. First, an emergency medical technician puts his entire career on the line.
Have you ever knowingly falsified a report?
Yes, I have.
All new Moment of Truth. Then, the Final 5 open the first ever Hell's Kitchen cooking school.
Your students have arrived?
But how can these chefs teach when they never seem to learn?
Is that the best you can do? I've had enough!
All new Hell's Kitchen. Viewer discretion advised. An all new Tuesday starts at 8/7 Central on Fox.
It's an all-new amazing sports stories. The tale of the ball player who lifted the spirits of a blind boy. This weekend on FSN.
There are not many better settings in sports than Dodger Stadium on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Southern California. Today on Fox, the third of a four-game weekend series between the first-place Chicago Cubs and the second-place Los Angeles Dodgers. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Fox Saturday Baseball. Kenny Albert along with Tim McCarver. Will this be the year for the Cubs? They have not won a World Series title since 1908, but today, Tim, on June 7th, they have the best record in all of baseball, and they send their ace to the mound this afternoon.
The Chicago Cubs have been clipping along on all cylinders all season long. Where is their weakness? They have great offense, great defense, and certainly a workhorse of a starting pitcher that you'll see this afternoon who has worked very, very well here at Dodger Stadium. Carlos Zambrano has given up only 3 earned runs in over 30 innings for his career pitching here in Los Angeles.
And speaking of pitching, what a job by Dodgers rookie Hiroki Kuroda last night. Dodgers' first complete game of the season, a 3-0 shutout over the Cubs, and Joe Torre hopes for the same today from Derek Lowe.
Well, Derek Lowe over his last 7 starts has not fared well, but as far as the Dodgers starters are concerned, they are working with a very, very small margin because they don't have the offense that the Cubs have.
Well, the Cubs won the series opener on Thursday 5-4. Dodgers came back last night 3-0. What a season it has been for the Cubs. Can they keep it up? Cubs, Dodgers, next on Fox.
Welcome to my moment. I'm on a dusty road between King City and Coalinga, and my moment is happening right here. You see, the guys at the paper mill asked for bids right away. It's a good thing I have AT&T. Even though I'm all the way out here, I just popped in my laptop Connect card and bang, my bid was the first one in. Looks like we won the account.
Congratulations on your moment.
Thank you.
Seize your moment with AT&T Small Business Solutions. And now get the AT&T Laptop Connect card for free. AT&T, your world delivered.
Space is infinite, but it's my job to shrink it. I work for an air and space museum, and I take the largest objects in the universe and bring them down in size. So when my doctor said that my going and going could get worse because my prostate was growing, I said, how can we shrink it? He said, Avodart. Avodart is different because over time, it actually shrinks the prostate, so I go less often. Other medicines, they don't treat the cause because they don't shrink the prostate.
Avodart is for men only. Women should not take or handle Avodart due to risk of a specific birth defect. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease. Rarely sexual side effects, swelling, or tenderness of the breasts can occur. Only your healthcare professional can determine if your symptoms are from an enlarged prostate and not prostate cancer. So have regular exams. Ask your doctor about Avodart today. It's your growing problem. It's our job to shrink it. Avodart.
Welcome to America. Everything is in the cars we arranged.
You've reached your final destination.
Papa?
This Father's Day, don't just buy stuff, do stuff, like surprise your family. Make Dad's day with a Sirius satellite radio or the new Sony NavView GPS for a limited time, only $269.99 from Radio Shack.
Great game today.
Yeah, I got 2 doubles, but I struck out once.
Yeah, but you and your teammates never gave up, even when the going got tough. That's way bigger than stats. You know how many times I struck out my rookie year?
125. But you did have 28 home runs.
There's nothing like positive support, and there's no place like the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Together with Major League Baseball, they create a positive place for kids.
Welcome back to Dodger Stadium. Kenny Albert, Tim McCarver, and Ken Rosenthal. Time now for the Cubs batting order, brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. Here's comedian, author, actor, and big baseball fan, Richard Lewis.
Hey, I'm on Fox. This is Richard Prince of Pain Lewis, and I'm ecstatic to be. I wouldn't miss Koufax pitching to Ernie Banks. I'm sorry. A little bit of a baseball flashback. This is a great rivalry. One day. It's going to be a great game for the Cubs. I play Chicago all the time. We got the man, Alfonso Soriano, playing left field. We got Ryan Theriot playing shortstop. We got, of course, Derek Lee, the man. it looks like I'm I'm stroking these guys, but they're all great players, really. Anyone who's in the majors has to be great. There's a couple of them. By the way, I'm not on any steroids doing this. I want you to, let's make that clear. All right, we have Ramirez batting fourth. We have Fukudomi, of course. Then we have Soto catching. And we have W.C. Fields would have loved this cat. Fontenot. Fontenot's at second base. He lives in somewhere near Arkansas. All right, that's enough of my impressions. And Reed Johnson's playing center field. And Carlos Zambrano. This cat, he's all business when he takes the mound. The Dodgers are going to have a tough game today against this man.
So Richard Tim expecting to see Koufax facing Banks today.
Great impersonation of Fontenot. W.C. Fields, Fontenot. Like that.
You like that?
Yes, I do.
It will not be Koufax, but the man who wears his number in reverse, Derek Lowe, on the mound for the Dodgers today. Now it's time for the Budweiser opening pitch. Budweiser reached for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager. Well, Richard Lewis stayed with us. Not only did he bring us the Cubs batting order, but here's the Dodgers lineup for this afternoon's game.
All right, I'm a Brooklyn boy. I'm a New York fan, and Torrey, I love you, baby. Good luck with your new gig. Here we are. We're here with the Dodgers, who are trying to beat a team that might win the World Series for the first time in 100 years. And if they win, even though I'm from New York, I'm going to quit therapy. We got Juan Pierre in left field. We got Andrea Ethia in right field. We got Jeff Kent, who's playing today. He's a killer. No way he stays out of the lineup. Russell Martin has a little bit of Thurman Munson in him. He's going to be here and maybe a possible Hall of Famer. That you heard it from me. Then we got James Loney at first base, Matt Kemp, I say Blank DeWitt. Of course, I meant Blake because I'm blank. It's Blake DeWitt. He's a third baseman. He's a great player. We got Mr. Who at shortstop. And the man, Derek Lowe. It's going to be one heck of a game on Fox. Stay tuned.
Thank you to Richard Lewis. A look at Sandy Koufax's retired number 32. Richard referred to Joe Torre's new gig here in Los Angeles. Speaking of gigs, Tim, if you have any free time and would like to become a Richard Lewis groupie, he is heading out on his Misery Loves Company stand-up tour, which will take him to Houston, Connecticut, Sag Harbor, and Vancouver.
I had no idea that Richard Lewis was in therapy. Did you know that? I mean, I thought that was quite an admission.
It has been well documented. I think you should tag along on his Misery Loves Company tour. You spent a lot of time in Connecticut.
That's an idea. Yes, it is. Oh, he's a funny man.
And a big baseball fan, big fan of the history of the game. And check this out, Tim. The all-time series between the Cubs and the Dodgers is dead even. Each team has won 1,011 games, and they've also had 14 games ended a tie.
Dead even during this series also, as the Cubs won on Thursday night 5-4, and then Kuroda shut the Cubs out last night 3-0. Derek Lowe, you mentioned the inverted letters, 23, the great Sandy Koufax, 32. And Derek Lowe is pitching with a similar offense that Koufax had behind him. The Dodgers of the 60s were not a fluid offense, nor are the Dodgers here in 2008. But their pitching, their starting pitching in particular, has been superb. Grounders by the score, and he looks to repeat himself versus the Cubs as he pitched 7 shutout innings the last time he faced them.
Derek Lowe, 3-2 here at Dodger Stadium this season, has not won on the road. Getting set to face Lou Pinella's Cubs. Today's game comparison brought to you by Cars.com.
Lou, of course, worked for the Fox Network analyzing the games, but the one thing he's trying to preach to his players is, look, guys, don't analyze how you got here. Just keep playing the way you've been playing. As far as the Dodgers are concerned, where can we find some extra thump? They should get it when Rafael Furcal comes back. That should be sometime around the middle of June.
And Tim, if you would like to know more about Richard Lewis's years of therapy,
I do.
You can check out his book, The Other Great Depression, now available on audio.
The other 1929, huh?
Exactly. All right, we're all set to go. Alfonso Soriano steps in against Derek Lowe. Soriano, Terrio, and Lee for the Cubs here in the top of the first inning. Soriano, 245 lifetime average against Derek Lowe, and falls behind here, 0-2.
Good slider from Lowe. However, if that breaking ball is in that area today, it's going to spell trouble for the Dodgers. He got away with 2 against Soriano, but he can't live up there.
Soriano strikes out on 3 pitches to start the game.
Batting next for the Cubs at shortstop, number 2, Ryan Terrio.
So now Ryan Terrio steps in, the Cubs shortstop, as we take another look at the last pitch.
Count 0-1, and then 0-2. And Soriano down on strikes. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
So the 6-time All-Star back in the Cubs dugout. Here's Terrio, who leads all Major League shortstops with a batting average of .329. He's 5th overall in the National League. 28 years of age, Louisiana native. Played at LSU. 2-0 on Terrio.
Chicago Cubs, excuse me, Kenny, started out last year with Cesar Estorres as their shortstop, along with Ronnie Cedeno. And Lou Piniella found himself watching Terrio day in and day out. And here's a guy who fought himself into a starting position, and he has just been terrific all year for the Cubs.
The 2-1, Lowe missing away. Now 3-1 on Terrio. Cubs with a record of 39-23. Best record in baseball. They've won 10 of their last 12. And the Cubs have been tremendous against the National League West as Terrio takes a called strike. 17-4 against the NL West this season are the Cubs, including 4-1 against the Dodgers. Payoff pitch from Lowe. A slow roller. Charging is DeWitt. He barehands it and throws him out.
Boy, what a dandy play by the rookie third baseman for the Dodgers. Barehanding the ball. That's the only play he had. And just gets Terrio, a fast runner, at first base. Fine play by Blake DeWitt. That's where Derek Lowe wants to be. Joe Torre telling us before the game that when he is south, meaning down, he is much, much more effective. The same can be said, by the way, of Carlos Zambrano. Right there.
0-1 on Derek Lee. Lee just 1 for 7 in the series, 3 for his last 20 overall. 0-2 on Lee, who had a terrific month of April, but has struggled since. Good numbers against Lowe. 10 for 25 lifetime. Lee held up 1-2. Aramis Ramirez waiting on deck should Lee reach. And Lee called out on strikes. 2 strikeouts in the inning, a 1-2-3 first for Derek Lowe. Carlos Zambrano, 8-1.
I get in the truck and it won't start. I figure it's the starter. But when I get to AutoZone, they said let's test it first. Turns out it's just a solenoid switch. Those AutoZone guys saved me a lot of money, and I'll remember that.
Heartburn changes everything. Fortunately, so can Maximum Strength Zantac 150. Just one pill makes the suffering stop. so life can start. Heartburn? Attack it. Zantac.
How do you want to see the game? You want to be closer? Well, this is no ordinary ticket. This is your ticket to baseball heaven in high definition. Sharp Aqua's the official HD TV of Major League Baseball. And with a blazing 4-millisecond response time and a super fast refresh rate, there isn't a shot in the hole or a streamer down the line that will singe the hair in your nostrils. It will change your baseball-loving life.
Aqua's LCD TV. Change your TV, change your life. Sharp.
Back in Los Angeles, Fox Sports has established Fox Sports Supports, a long-term charitable initiative devoted to raising awareness and financial assistance for health-related charities. The Make-A-Wish Foundation, our baseball charity, grants 13,000 wishes a year to children with life-threatening medical conditions. To help make wishes come true and bring joy to kids, please visit wish.org. Carlos Zambrano getting set to make his 14th start. Record of 8-1 for the Cubs this season. Facing former Cub Juan Pierre, who takes a called strike, 0-1.
And the Chicago Cubs get their wish every time Carlos Zambrano starts. One of the great pitchers in the game, hard and heavy.
Diving play by Aramis Ramirez, and he throws out Pierre, one away.
Well, we have had two terrific plays already. Of the 4 outs in this game, the assist by both third basemen. First, Blake DeWitt, or third baseman, Blake DeWitt, and now Aramis Ramirez diving the in-between hop to get Pierre.
So 2 strikeouts in the game and 2 terrific plays by the third baseman.
Yeah.
With 1 away, here's the Dodgers right fielder Andre Ethier. Ethier, a left-handed hitter, batting .295. Zambrano missing high, ball 1. Zambrano 2-2 lifetime against the Dodgers. Allowed only 1 run in 8 innings in a matchup against Derek Lowe and the Dodgers back on May 28th at Wrigley Field. Cubs swept that series. And the teams have split the first 2 here at Dodger Stadium. As Zambrano falls behind 3-0. Ethier takes a called strike. Now 3-1. Dodgers 3 games under the 500 mark, 29-32. They've won only 3 of their last 12. And the count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Andre Ethier. And Ethier is called out on strikes as Zambrano works his way back from 3-0.
He can work his way back with that fastball right on the outside corner after falling behind to Ethier 3-0. No one is harder or heavier in the game. That hard, heavy fastball. And Lou Piniella saying that perhaps he may shorten Carlos today. That means watch his pitch count. 2 starts ago, he threw 130 pitches, the second most pitches he's thrown in any big league start. And they shortened him his last time against San Diego as he won his last start, and they may do the same today.
They pitched only 5 innings in that game in San Diego on Sunday after the 130 pitch effort against the Dodgers. Jeff Kent was ejected from last night's game in the 5th inning for arguing with the home plate umpire Marty Foster. Up the middle, base hit. First hit of the game, a 2-out single off the bat of Jeff Kent, who now has a hit in 5 consecutive games.
Carlos Zambrano reaching for that ball with his bare hand, and the Cubs breathing a sigh of relief. You do not want him to make contact. He is too valuable to the team. It's a reaction of that ground ball back up the middle. So fortunately for Zambrano and the Cubs, that ground ball did not make contact with his right hand.
So with Kent on at first, here's the catcher Russell Martin. Martin, an all-star last season, batting .307, but he is 0 for his last 14. 2 outs, bottom of the first inning from Dodger Stadium. Curve is in for a strike, 1-1. Martin did not play last night. His backup, Danny Ardois, drove in 2 of the 3 Dodger runs. To the right side, Fontenot to Lee, and the Dodgers are retired in the bottom of the first.
Every day is a new chance to show the world how phenomenal you can be. Start today with the confidence you get from Gillette Fusion Power Phenom. Fusion Power soothing micropulses help you reduce friction so you barely feel the blades. Try the world's most comfortable shave, Fusion Power.
That's the best a man can get.
You ready? Yeah.
Can I take your order, please?
Yo, give me the beat. Yo. What's up, Stephanie? How you doing today? 89 cents is what we're gonna pay. Say hello to Bobby. He's in the back seat.
Steph, give me something big.
With a bunch of beef. 89 cent cheesy double beef burrito. Well, I pay more. That's big and cheap, yo. So here's what we do. I want one. You want one too?
I forgot my wallet.
I gotta spot you.
Hey, you gotta spot me.
Whatever.
This is the jam.
You want? Should we come around?
Dude, pull up.
I'm going.
Congrats. Got to say you've done your research.
Oh, yeah. We went on cars.com. We compared models side by side, found out the price we should be paying. Feeling pretty good.
You should.
And I didn't have to resort to plan B.
Oh, what's plan B?
In order to get you to agree to my terms quickly, I was going to have you eat these brownies, which I mixed with a horse laxative.
Excuse me. Keep talking.
My husband kind of has a sweet tooth.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC.
Hey, Steve, what's with the pep rally?
Well, you're selling in record numbers, more popular than ever with students, but what are we going to do? Fight. You know, you have that built-in eyesight camera and that super stable operating system. You run Microsoft Office so well. Maybe that's why you're the #1 notebook on college campuses.
Next, #1!
What?
Next, #1!
No, you're supposed to be cheering for me.
PC's #2! PC's #2!
Fox Saturday Baseball is sponsored by Cars.com, where confidence comes standard. By Taco Bell, think outside the bun. And by Gillette Fusion Power Phenom. Fusion Power, the world's most comfortable shave. Aramis Ramirez leading off against Derek Lowe here in the top of the second inning. Ramirez made that nice defensive play in the bottom of the first on Juan Pierre.
Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, in the shadow there, talking about Carlos Zambrano. Zambrano saying if he would have backhanded that ball, perhaps it would have been fine. But Larry saying do not reach out with your bare hand on balls back through the middle.
I would think it's usually just a reflex action.
Yeah, it is, but that's one reflex you want to rob yourself of.
And now the 1-2 from Lowe. Ramirez fights it off.
Remember the ex-Dodger pitcher Kevin Brown, who was a great competitor and hurt himself that way 3 or 4 times on balls back through the middle that he tried to barehand. For all you youngsters out there, that is one thing you do not want to do, is reach for any ball with your bare hand back through the box.
Zambrano and the Cubs fortunate that it did not make contact. On the ground to the right side, Loney with the toss, Lowe covering to retire Ramirez. Well, the Cubs 16 games over 500. How have they done it? Best home record in the National League at 26-8. They lead the National League in runs, in batting average. And they have received tremendous starting pitching. Zambrano, Dempster, Lilly, Marquis, and now Sean Gallagher. And it adds up to the best record in baseball for Lou Piniella's Cubs. Not only do they lead the National League in runs, Tim, but they lead the majors, averaging 5.5 runs per game. The 1-0 to Kosuke Fukudome fouls it off to the left side. 1-1. Cubs have not led the majors in runs since 1929.
The first depression. Not the other depression.
The second of our broadcast.
Right.
Jeff Kent. 2 away as Fukudome is retired.
Well, the Cubs have played 9 weeks of their best baseball, maybe in the history of the franchise. I remember in the early 80s, I asked the columnist George Will what it was like to be a Cubs fan. And he said brilliantly, 95% scar tissue. He's from Champaign, Illinois, so he grew up as a Cub fan. But I'll tell you, it's not 95% scar tissue anymore. These guys are a very, very good club.
And they have had 2 terrific months from a couple of rookies. Fukudome, who just grounded out, and the man at the plate right now, Giovanni Soto, their catcher, who was named National League Rookie of the Month in April. May very well win the award in May. It has not yet been announced. And he leads all other National League catchers in All-Star balloting by 200,000 votes. No rookie catcher has ever started an All-Star game for the National League. Soto draws a 2-out walk.
And the last time the Cubs had a rookie on an All-Star team was 1955 when Sam Jones, the right-handed pitcher, was on the team, and that's what Kenny was talking about. Giovanni Soto, 200,000 ahead, and Kosuke Fukudome as a center fielder, even though he's been playing right field for Lou Piniella.
And Tim, no Cubs rookie has ever started an All-Star game. The All-Star game, of course, on Fox from Yankee Stadium, July 15th. Beginning at 7 o'clock with a parade up 6th Avenue in Manhattan with over 40 Hall of Famers on hand. Mike Fontenot at the plate, making the start at second base today. His 11th start of the season, originally drafted in the first round by the Orioles back in 2001, came over to the Cubs in the Sammy Sosa deal. 1-1 on Fontenot. Soto, short lead off first. Now 1-2.
Well, there's that South that Joe Torre was talking about. When Derek Lowe's ball sinks down like that, then it's going to be a good game for him. He doesn't worry about east or west, inside corner, outside corner, but that pitch right there.
Kent with the backhand flip right from his glove to Who to get the force at second. Nice play by Jeff Kent to end the inning. Glove to glove.
A lot of choices, huh?
Tell me about it.
Because you want a beer that's not too heavy.
Yeah?
But you don't want to compromise on taste, so...
No, I don't.
Just want that perfect balance.
Budweiser. Oh, thanks, man. You know, they ought to pay you.
Just here to help.
You look so fine that I really want to make you mine.
Hey, we landed.
In the middle of the road. Hop in, there's room.
There's one thing. We're nudists.
Wow.
Ugh.
Rear view camera. Ride ready. The new Pilot, only from Honda.
Welcome to our moment. You want some shade for the moment? Sure.
They needed someone to landscape a new subdivision across town. Fast. That's where AT&T came in. I checked inventory at the nursery. I got pricing from the office and submitted the bid online. All from right here. See, if we can't make our moment happen, it'll become someone else's moment. Guys, we got the job. Sweet.
Seize your moment with AT&T Small Business Solutions. And now get the AT&T Laptop Connect card for free. AT&T, your world delivered.
It's a whole new neighborhood. Just ask our neighbors. For them, we've raised the bar on salads. With Applebee's signature salads you won't find anywhere else. Like California shrimp salad. Seared shrimp on buttery bib lettuce with crispy bacon, fresh avocado, and grape tomatoes. Here's to one amazing salad. Only at Applebee's. It's a whole new neighborhood.
Fox Saturday Baseball is sponsored by Budweiser. Reach for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager. Bottom of the second inning from Dodger Stadium. Kenny Albert, Tim McCarver, Ken Rosenthal. James Loney, the Dodgers' first baseman, leads off. Will be followed by Matt Kemp and then Blake DeWitt. Loney, the only Dodger to play in every game this season. He is tied with Kemp for the team lead and runs batted in.
Larry Rothschild saying before the game that Zambrano having all sorts of problems with left-handed batters this year.
Broken bat grounder to the right side, foul. As part of Loney's bat winds up at the second base position.
Well, that gives you an idea about Zambrano's fastball. When the count is in the hitter's favor like it was, looking for the fastball and getting it, and he still shatters his bat. That's something, by the way, that Major League Baseball is looking into. Not only the number of bats being broken, but the way they're being broken. It is really causing quite a dangerous situation at ballparks from coast to coast.
And the discussion involves some of the newer maple bats that have been manufactured over the last couple of years.
Yeah, they're breaking in a different fashion than the old ash bats used to break.
Zambrano catching the outside corner, 2-2 on Loney. The 2-2 from Zambrano. Ramirez across to Lee for out number one. Now let's jump to Jeannie Zalasko across town here in Los Angeles. Jeannie?
Well, I know the free world is wondering, how will Manny Ramirez take the loss of David Ortiz? How is it going to affect him? Pretty much like Kevin Kennedy predicted, not at all. Home run. We like to count those Manny home runs. How about number 39 career versus Seattle as we jump back to Los Angeles?
Thanks, Jeannie. Manny last weekend becoming the 24th player in baseball history to hit his 500th career home run, working his way up the charts. Here's Matt Kemp in the lineup once again. He has appealed the suspension that was handed down earlier this week, suspended 4 games for his role in the altercation with Yorvit Torrealba on Tuesday night. Torrealba suspended 3 games.
I was interested in Eric Karros' comments before the game and the pregame show, saying that it was Kemp's fault, and I agree with Eric on that, because the reaction from Torrealba was just to tag Kemp. He had no idea where he was, and he almost ran into him without trying to. And I think Matt has even said that he may have overreacted, but he did not think that he deserved 4 games.
He did. In his comments to the media after the game and the next day, he said, I was frustrated and I should not have done what I did.
You can see Torrealba's just following him down the line. And then once Kemp pushed him, then Torrealba defended himself. But the worst thing you could do in defense of yourself if you're a catcher is keep the left glove, keep the mitt on. Once a fight breaks out, drop the mitt. That's the first thing you learn. And the first blow that Torreal landed was with his mid as Kemp goes down on strikes.
And the Rockies manager, Clint Hurdle, after the game said what else was Torreal was supposed to do? He was just shoved in front of 38,000 people.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Here it is one more time. And he's landing that first punch with the mid on his left hand. You're trained as a catcher. When a fight breaks out, drop the glove.
So in hockey, you drop the gloves. In baseball, if you're a catcher, you drop the mitt.
You got it.
The 2-0 to DeWitt. Fouled off to the right side. We've seen Loney this inning. We've seen Kemp. Now DeWitt, as the Dodgers continue to integrate young players into their lineup. Ken Rosenthal, will they stay the course?
It's a good question, Kenny, because there's a growing frustration within the organization about how some of these guys are failing to adapt to game situations. Blake DeWitt actually is the exception. He's terrific at making adjustments, but Kemp and Ethier and Loney, they've come along slowly, and there comes a point when the Dodgers could say, hey, we're going to option one of you guys out, or perhaps even make a trade.
Something to keep an eye on here in Los Angeles. And Ken mentioned DeWitt has been the exception, a guy who was not even expected to make the team, with Nomar Garciaparra, Andy LaRoche on the roster entering spring training, but both players wound up on the shelf, and DeWitt has had a terrific rookie season, and here he singles up the middle.
Ken Rosenthal, Joe Torre telling us before the game that patience has a lot to do with it. That his young hitters just are not patient enough, and really it's that simple. And you're looking at a man who was a very, very patient and terrific hitter, winning the MVP in 1971.
Tim, you recall Joe told us about a situation last night where Scott Air, the Cubs lefty reliever, was trying to pitch around Kemp to get to DeWitt, a left-handed hitter. Kemp might have recognized the situation, but he didn't react like he did, and eventually got himself out.
Ended up swinging at balls out of the strike zone.
And speaking of patience, Joe Torre has been very patient with his young shortstop, who he feels will be a good major league player, Chin-Ling Hu, who has struggled at the plate this season, batting .165, is just 2 for his last 30. And the Dodgers, as Tim mentioned earlier, hope to have Rafael Furcal back real soon. And they made a trade yesterday with the Kansas City Royals, acquiring former American League Rookie of the Year Angel Baroa, who was activated. He was on his way to Los Angeles. He was activated prior to today's game as the Dodgers sent Terry Tiffey down to AAA.
Well, Chin-Ling Hu is not ready offensively in the major leagues. He's ready defensively. He can flat play shortstop, but he can be overmatched at the plate.
Dodgers have high hopes for Hu. He was their minor league player of the year last season. He was the MVP in the Futures game during All-Star weekend. A 1-1 fastball in for a strike. 1-2 on Hu with 2 outs, and DeWitt on at first following his base hit. Hu down on strikes. After 2, no score. Will return after a message from your local Fox station.
You're watching Major League Baseball on Fox.
This is the story of a single piece of wood, separated and taken to different places, where each piece is shaped, honed, and polished, only to be sent back to end the way they began, as one perfectly matched piece. Visit your Lexus dealer today for an exclusive look at how nothing else is built like a Lexus ES. Lease the 2008 ES for $389 a month for 36 months with $34.89 due at signing.
I found it. I found it.
You bet I found it. We find it every time we come here. I find a lot of value at Farm and Fleet.
Value and price. That's what keeps me coming in here all these years.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, you'll find value on the brands you trust. We have the stuff you need for your home, yard, and car. Dedicated to saving you time and money, offering you convenience, selection, value, and top-notch customer service. You'll love your Blaine shopping experience.
Awesome selection. Great deals.
Well, we get everything here.
I found it. I found it.
I find value
at Farm and Fleet.
2.5 miles. Half a mile southwest. Come on, man. Quarter mile. West! West! 1 street over, 2 buildings down on the right.
Miller Lite, the ultimate light beer.
What's going on? Red Hot Brian Scott and Tony Town from B100.
We've teamed up with Fox 18 to present the 6th annual Quad City Idol.
Audition July 12th at Ashley Furniture. The finale July 19th at Dole Ford.
Log on for complete details and to grab a registration form.
Quad City Idol brought to you by Ashley Furniture, Dole Ford, B100, and Fox 18.
You put mayo on a hot dog?
That's right, my friend. And one day, so will all of America.
Laugh out loud with the King of Queens, weekdays at 5:30 on Fox 18. Turn on the Fox 18 nightlight with an hour of Raymond. Weeknights at 10 on Fox 18.
Top of the third here at Dodger Stadium. Reed Johnson leading off for the Cubs. Johnson, the center fielder today. Spent the last 5 seasons as a member of the Toronto Blue Jays. Born in Riverside, California, attended Cal State Fullerton. So a home game of sorts for Reed Johnson.
Reed telling us before the game that when the Toronto Blue Jays obtained Sammy Stewart in spring training, or Shannon Stewart, I beg your pardon, that he knew that his future with the Blue Jays was slim. So he was released 4 days before the end of spring training, hooked up with Chicago, and what a break for him.
Bounce to third. Johnson thrown out by DeWitt. What a way. Boys and Girls Clubs of America is the official charity of Major League Baseball, reaching more than 4 million kids worldwide. Together, they create a positive place for kids. And of course, Johnson gets settled in Chicago, and then the Cubs bring in Jim Edmonds.
Yeah.
Who was not in the lineup today. With one away, here's the Cubs leading hitter. Carlos Zambrano, a drive to right center field, but it will stay in the ballpark. The catch is made by Matt Kemp for out number 2. Carlos had thoughts, at least for a moment, of career home run number 14.
Yeah, the first fly ball of the game comes off the bat of Carlos Zambrano. 5 ground ball outs, a couple of strikeouts, even the base hit on the ground. But Zambrano can keep himself in a lot of ball games by the way he swings the bat. No pinch hitters for this guy.
He had 3 hits in his last start, his third 3-hit game this season.
That's remarkable, isn't it?
So with 2 outs, here's Soriano, who struck out his first time up. Soriano, of course, played 4 years for Dodgers manager Joe Torre as a member of the New York Yankees. Dealt to the Texas Rangers for Alex Rodriguez. Moved to Washington. Now in his 2nd season in Chicago. Soriano falls behind, 1-2. Alfonso Soriano has already played in 6 All-Star games. Incredible. The 1-2.
Hard to believe that about 12 years ago, Soriano, as a 16-year-old, went to Japan to play. His first 2 languages, Spanish and Japanese. Boy, he has been sizzling of late.
Since May 10th, nobody in baseball has more home runs than the 11 that Soriano has hit. A 2-2 off the fists, right field. And the catch is made by Ethier. A 1-2-3 third inning for Derek Lowe and the Dodgers.
It's the 5-minute challenge. Trigger spray versus new Roundup Pump and Go sprayer. With up to 5 minutes of continuous spray, Pump and Go kills weeds, not your hands. New Roundup Pump and Go. Hard on weeds, easy on you.
Heartburn changes everything. Fortunately, so can Maximum Strength Zantac 150. Just one pill makes the suffering stop, so life can start. Heartburn? Attack it. Zantac.
XM, the perfect Father's Day gift. 170 channels, including MLB on XM. Every team, every game.
Get grilled flavor like never before. New Ultimate Grilled Pizzas only from Pizza Hut. Savor premium grilled steak, tender chicken, or grilled veggies, all on a Pizza Hut pizza. Get a medium now for just $10.99. America's favorite pizza. Pizza Hut. Order online.
These New Yorkers know great pasta.
It's really good.
I love it. But they didn't know it was Toscani pasta from Pizza Hut. 3 pounds of restaurant-quality pasta with breadsticks delivered for just $11.99. Now get pasta from Pizza Hut.
Niagara Falls, the ultimate torture test for a deck. The ultimate protection, Thompson's Water Seal, chosen to protect the most water-drenched decks in America. The decks at Niagara Falls. Thompson's Water Seal, the most powerful protection against water damage, guaranteed.
Fox Sunday, it's animation domination, shockingly scandalous. Will Homer's new diet leave him hungry for something more? The Simpsons gets juicy. Then, after King of the Hill, witness a miracle on Family Guy. Joe can walk again.
He's still got that new leg smell.
And American Dad exposes history's biggest cover-up.
Dad! Dad! Dad!
It all starts at 7.
Derek Lowe leading off for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 3rd inning against Carlos Zambrano. Lowe will be followed by Juan Pierre and Andre Ethier. Lowe 5 hits this year in 24 at-bats. He's driven in 4 runs. Foul back to the screen. Count remains 0-2. Well, the Prostate Cancer Foundation Home Run Challenge is underway. $12,000 will be donated for every home run hit today and during selected games this week. And the man behind the home run challenge in his 12th season is with us here in the booth, Michael Milken. Michael, you have raised over $33 million over the last 11 years, and I know you're excited to travel around the country to baseball games around North America during the home run challenge this week.
It is great. This is our 12th season, and the home run challenge itself has raised $33 million. We've raised $350 million overall for the Prostate Cancer Foundation during that time.
Broken bat foul into the stands behind first base.
And we've seen a lot of great games, but the theme of this program when we started it was keep Dad in the game. Come out to the ballpark, come out, what better place, and talk to your dad and remind him to get checked for prostate cancer. Just a simple blood test and go every year and get checked. And that was really the theme. And it has worked great with Major League Baseball, Fox's efforts.
Zambrano, the first, one away.
And today, I would say worldwide, there's probably 500,000 men alive today because of that early detection and increased research. So the benefits of this program led by Fox and Major League Baseball has really paid off. And when these broadcasts are over, ending on Father's Day, the 30 days that most men get checked in America occurs right after Father's Day. They've seen the show in the ballpark. They've increased the awareness. The ball players are wearing their blue. Keep Dad in the game. Armbands, wristbands. I know Tim has been eyeing mine, wanting it.
I have. Juan Pierre looking to bunt his way on. The throw is off the mark. So the Dodgers with a one-out base runner.
Juan Pierre would have been on second base were it not for the fact that he ran into Derek Lee. In fact, Derek Lee broke his wrist on a play like this several years ago, missed most of the season. But Pierre would have gone to second base But I'm just thinking with this matchup, Carlos Zambrano and Derek Lee, the home run challenge is challenged today.
Well, not really. Actually, the Dodgers are the third leading home run hitting team over the last 12 years. They were led by a former player, Eric Karros, who hit home runs for both the Dodgers and the Cubs were led by Sammy Sosa, who was the other all-time leading home run hitter.
Yeah, but the Dodgers haven't faced this guy on the mound a lot.
No,
he throws about as hard and heavy as anybody in the game.
Well, Derek Lee is the player rep. Every team has a player rep, and he's the player rep for the home run challenge.
And of course, Eric Karros, one of our colleagues in our Fox studio, along with Jeannie Zelasco and
he's the greatest home run hitter. 1 out of every 2 ball games he played in over a 7-year period of time in the home run challenge. But when you can think about it, 1 in every 6 men get diagnosed with prostate cancer. There's a lot of people in baseball that have been leaders in increasing awareness in this area.
Andre Ethier at the plate. Pierre takes his lead off first. How can fans help?
They can all participate. We think there'll be about 120 home runs hit culminating in Father's Day. And you can call that 800 number, 1-800-798-CURE, and pledge $1 a home run, 50 cents, $5 a home run, or go to the website, prostatecancerfoundation.org.
And again, $12,000 hit for pledge for every home run hit today and during selected games this week as Ethier sends a bloop into left field, and the Dodgers have runners on first and second with only 1 out.
It's hard when you come out to a ballpark as attractive as Dodger Stadium not to want to bring your dad to this game. And you just look at what a fantastic day. And this is, in our idea, the American pastime, but it's really one of the few sporting events that you can really talk to someone else during the game and carry that conversation on.
Part of the charm of the game.
That is the charm, and that was the idea behind it. Come on out to that ball game. We're hoping by the Father's Day we'll be up to 25,000 per home run.
Here's a guy who knows a thing or two about hitting home runs. He's hit more than any other second baseman in baseball history.
He had a couple the other night.
2 on Thursday, came close in his first at bat yesterday. Jeff Kent, 373 career home runs.
Now, both the managers here have been leaders in our efforts in the home run challenge. Lou Piniella for Chicago and Joe Torre, both when he was at the Yankees and here at the Dodgers. Obviously, Joe himself had prostate cancer.
And Joe involved in the ceremonies along with you on the field prior to the game.
And Tommy Lasorda, who's our ambassador and travels around games with us. A couple years ago, we saw all 30 teams play in 20 ballparks in less than 3 weeks. And Tommy had enormous stamina, and I still believe he's the most beloved person in baseball. I don't care what ballpark you're in. Even after they boo him in San Francisco, they cheer him then later.
Kent to the right side, Lee to second, back over to first with Zambrano covering, double play. 3-6-1 double play. Michael, thank you. Thanks for everything you do. Year number 12, over $33 million has been raised during the home run challenge.
I get in the truck and it won't start. No small problem, right? Well, I know the battery and the alternator are new, so I figure it's got to be the starter. So I go to AutoZone, I tell him what I need, and the guy says, let's check the old one first. Might not be the problem. Turns out he's right. All I needed was a solenoid switch. Now, he saved me a lot of money. Would another auto parts store have done that? I mean, he went out of his way to make sure that I got what I really needed. And I'll remember that.
So you consider yourselves business travelers, huh? Well, meet the legend, Joe Polsky. He once did 18 straight sales calls on nothing but a pillow mint. He actually trademarked his handshake, the Polsky Pump.
Did he ever get 2,000 bonus points for staying 2 nights at a Holiday Inn?
Maybe 2 Major League Baseball tickets for staying 8 nights?
No, but he once had a heart attack, woke up, and sold the paramedics 12 dozen steak knives. That was Polsky.
The more you stay, the more you earn. Holiday Inn.
Hi. Ronnie's phone here. Ronnie's not going to answer because he's a dillweed. See, Ronnie doesn't have AT&T, so He's basically got 0 bars in this dump. So although you've called like 30 times about Motorhead tickets tonight, he's not calling you back.
For the best coverage, switch to AT&T. More bars in more places. Get the Sony Ericsson slider for only $29.99 and get one free.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on any 2008 Chevy Cobalt.
Row S, C27.
Welcome back. We head to the fourth.
If you have the winning location,
the 3-6-1 double play turned by the Cubs, which ended the third inning.
A rare 3-6-1 double play, and the reason for that is Jeff Kent, because he was jammed, didn't get out of the box real well. He's not a fast runner anyway, but very nicely done, particularly by Zambrano getting over there.
Ryan Theriot leading off for the Cubs here in the fourth. Grounded out to the third baseman DeWitt, who made a tremendous play back in the first inning. Up the middle. And the throw beats Theriot.
Well, we have seen some dandy defense thus far this afternoon.
Another terrific defensive play. Fox Saturday Baseball, sponsored by Holiday Inn. The more you stay, the more you earn. By the new AT&T, your world delivered. And by Chevy, an American revolution.
Speaking of revolutions, a full revolution by who? The shortstop to make this play. We've had 2 great plays at third, a 3-6-1 double play, and now this play by who, as Theriot has trouble getting out of the box. You don't normally see Theriot not have an infield hit on a ball hit like that. Too much for the shortstop to do, but he stumbled coming out of the box.
Derek Lee called out on strikes his first time up. We've talked about who struggles at the plate, but he's been terrific in the field. He's committed only 1 error this season. No joke. Two and one on Lee, with Aramis Ramirez waiting on deck. No score, top of the fourth inning from Dodger Stadium. Popped up to the right side. Kent calling off Loney, 2 away. Time for a game break. We head across town once again to the Fox Network Center and Jeannie Zalesko.
Yes, please stop by. Last we spoke, Yankees mounting a comeback, tied it up, got Mariano Rivera going. All is good, right? That was the first pitch Mo threw. First one David DeJesus saw. It is gone. First home run Rivera has allowed since August 15, 2007. 11-10 Royals as we speak.
Wow. Jose Guillen has driven in 7 runs for the Royals. 11-10 Kansas City over the Yankees. Johnny Damon is 5 for 5 in the game.
Last night was a 2-1 game. Kansas City winning 2-1. It's 11-10 today.
Ramirez into left field. Pierre moving to his right. Makes the catch at the edge of the warning track, and the Cubs are retired in order in the fourth.
Congratulations. You knew a lot about this car. I did my research on cars.com. Seriously, their consumer reviews and dealer locator really helped. Feels pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Yeah. Plus, now I don't have to use Plan B.
What's Plan B?
I was gonna have a witch doctor shrink your head if you didn't give me what I wanted.
Hey, Jay, can I take off? I got a tiny head.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Sorry about that. I should get him out of here.
Right.
Every day is a new chance to show the world how phenomenal you can be. Start today with the confidence you get from Gillette Fusion Power Phenom. Fusion Power soothing micropulses help you reduce friction so you barely feel the blades. Try the world's most comfortable shave, Fusion Power. That's the best a man can get.
Be careful, Jimmy.
I'm fine, Mom.
I'm bored. Can you hear me now?
Good, because we're going to need 2 rooms with king-size beds and a spa treatment for my wife.
We test our network every day.
Spa treatment, honey.
So you get America's most reliable network, Verizon Wireless. And now get $100 off the touchscreen Voyager.
Escape the everyday with Taco Bell's new Frutista Freeze, a refreshing blend of strawberry and mango flavors that's topped with real strawberries to refresh your day.
Frutista Freeze. Yes, please.
Think outside the bun.
Sports are great for a kid's body. Steroids aren't. They can ruin tendons in legs and arms. Steroids can stunt bone growth and increase the chances of liver cancer, heart attack, and stroke. Steroids don't make great athletes. They destroy them. Talk to your kids. Need help? Get help. Visit drugfree.org.
Russell Martin leading off for the Dodgers. Tried to get out of the way, winds up with an infield single. Looked like he tried to get out of the way and bunted it down the third base line.
You can see Zambrano coming over and kicking the ball foul. I think the reason he tried to get out of the way, he was thinking the ball was outside. He plops one down the third baseline, and watch Zambrano come over near the ball, and soccer, big game in Venezuela. There's contact, a little loop bunt base hit to lead off the 4th inning by Russell Martin. I love that.
We've seen players try all kinds of different methods. Richie Hebner once got down on his hands and knees and tried to blow the ball foul as Martin steals second.
I think Soto is saying mildly that to Darryl Cousins that there was interference there. The reason he double pumped was because the swing of James Loney took him into the path of throwing the ball. The pitch was inside. He wanted to throw there. The double pump came because Loney had come, the swing had taken him across the plate. So a stolen base for Russell Martin, and that's not unusual.
His 5th steal this year. He stole 21 bases last season, setting a franchise record for catchers. One and one on Loney, who grounded out to the third baseman Ramirez back in the 2nd inning. Loney with a 6-game hitting streak coming into the game today. Off the fists, right center. And the catch is made by the 2nd baseman Fontenot as Martin dives back in at second. We chatted moments ago with Cubs skipper Lou Piniella, and we asked Lou what has impressed him the most about his club this season.
Well, they play hard every day and they get after it. I would think that 90% of our ball games are close. They're decided in the last few innings of a baseball game, and our guys are playing with confidence. We've had a little trouble scoring runs here the past few days, but Dodger Stadium, San Diego, they're not easy parks to hit in.
Lou, you have said that Cubs fans have every reason to be excited this year.
They should be. We've got a ball club that's entertaining, a ball club that gives you your money's worth, a ball club that's played really, really well at home, and a ball club that's got a chance to go to postseason. So I would be encouraged if I were a Cub fan also.
Are you a Cub fan?
I am a Cub fan.
Now, Carlos Zambrano, 130 pitches, 2 starts ago. You took him out after 5 innings on Sunday in San Diego. What do you hope to get out of Carlos today?
Well, we've done that with a few of our pitchers when they've thrown more pitches than we'd like at this time of the season. We tried to shorten him up the last time. He's ready to go. I mean, if he needs to throw 150 and 120, that's about the maximum. But he's a big, strong kid, and we shortened him up last time. He's nice and fresh today.
Thanks, Lou. Best of luck.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Matt Kemp down on strikes for out number 2. Well, Lou said I would be encouraged if I were a Cubs fan. So the question, I think, Tim, needed to be asked.
Oh, boy. Lou Piniella out to talk to Carlos Zambrano. This is an unusual visit to the mound. Lou noticing something that we didn't pick up. Or is he talking about, no, it's no injury or anything. They're talking about Blake DeWitt. Just put him on. I'd put him on. Often when you talk to a pitcher and ask if he wants to face a hitter, well, they're trained to get hitters out. But right now, the way Who is going, I think this is clearly an intentional walk situation.
So with the runner on second and first base open, the Cubs would much rather pitch to Chin-Lung Hu, who is 2 for his last 31. So DeWitt will head down to first. Dodgers have runners on first and second with 2 outs. Next week on Fox Saturday Baseball, interleague play returns. Red Sox and Reds, Phillies and Cardinals, Dodgers and Tigers. Fox Saturday Baseball game of the week. Next week, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific in high def on Fox. A rematch of the 1975 World Series. First meeting between the Red Sox and Reds in Cincinnati since '75. And on the first pitch after the intentional walk to DeWitt, who grounds out for the first baseman, Derek Lee. So Lou Piniella's strategy pays off. No score through 4.
Now get a 2008 Chevy Aveo Sedan LS starting at $12,830.
Going over and over, stopping and starting, waking up to go. Lots of guys experience male urinary symptoms due to BPH, also known as an enlarged prostate. But for many guys, prescription Flomax reduces their urinary symptoms due to BPH in 1 week. Only your doctor can tell if you have BPH, not a more serious condition like prostate cancer. Avoid driving or hazardous tasks for 12 hours after your first dose or increase in dose, as a sudden drop in blood pressure may occur, rarely resulting in fainting. If considering cataract surgery, tell your eye surgeon you've taken Flomax. Common side effects are runny nose, dizziness, and decrease in semen. Ask your doctor if Flomax is right for you. For many men, Flomax can make a difference in 1 week.
I guess I'll take it from here.
Just don't leak any fluid on me.
The inside of a race car can feel as hot as the Sahara. How does Dale Jr. overcome it? Energy Focus Control. Amp yourself.
I got some breath mints if you want them. I'm just saying.
It's too bad your vehicle's warning signs aren't this easy to spot. Good thing there are Napa Auto Care Centers, where their work is backed by a nationwide 12-month, 12,000-mile peace-of-mind warranty. So once your vehicle's repaired, you can be sure it's going to stay that way. Napa. Get the good stuff.
Fifth inning here at Dodger Stadium. Kosuke Fukudome leading off for the Cubs against Derek Lowe. Fukudome grounded out to the second baseman, Kent, his first time up. On Thursday night, in the series opener, Fukudome homered his first road home run of the season. And then he came through in the 9th inning, driving in a game-winning run. His family, his wife and young son, joined Kosuke in the United States for the first time earlier in this road trip. They met the Cubs in San Diego.
Right.
Now 3-1 on Fukudome.
That's the one thing that Cubs fans have been impressed with Fukudome is his knowledge of the strike zone. Very rarely does he go out of the strike zone to try to make contact. He'll be careful here.
Fukudome draws a walk, only the second base runner for the Cubs today, as Giovanni Soto steps in. Ken Rosenthal, Soto has brought more than just offensive numbers to the Cubs this season.
You're right, Kenny. This is a guy who is someone Tim is going to love. He could be one of the game's next great offensive catchers, but he places far more emphasis on his defense and game calling than his hitting. There was a game earlier this season in Washington. Soto went 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. That gave him 8 strikeouts and 8 at-bats. But the Cubs won the game 7-0. And what was it that he told Lou Piniella afterward? Hey, Lou, I caught a shutout. That's why the Cubs love him so much.
First, responsibilities to the pitchers. Secondarily, offensively. Good hit and run situation right here. You don't want to bunt with Soto batting 6th because you have the bottom of the order following. So you try not to bunt to get the bottom of the order up because they're hitting in the bottom of the order for a reason, obviously.
Soto walked his first time up. 1-1. He was the MVP of the Pacific Coast League last season. Hit 26 home runs, drove in 109. And as we mentioned earlier, leads all National League catchers in All-Star balloting by over 200,000 votes. Soto into right field, the first hit of the game for the Cubs. So the Cubs, who had only one man advance past second base in last night's game and have not scored in 13 innings, have runners on first and second with nobody out here in the 5th.
Good hitting by Soto. Fukudome has to stop at second base because the ball was hit so hard. By the way, the last Cub catcher to make an All-Star game was Joe Girardi back in 2000. Joe, of course, now the manager of the New York Yankees.
And a former colleague of ours here at Fox Sports.
Right. Now the bunt could be on. Because now you're bunting a runner to third and not to second. Big difference.
Fontenot gets the bunt down. So Fontenot does his job as both runners advance.
Good job by Fontenot making the third baseman feel the ball. DeWitt coming in. Obviously, when the third baseman has to feel the ball, that vacates third, allowing the runner to go to third. Well done by Fontenot.
Second and third, one out for Reed Johnson.
And Kenny, not a thought here to walk Johnson because Zambrano's the leading hitter on the Cubs. Maybe if you had a feudal hitter on deck, you'd walk him, but not here.
Johnson grounded out to third in the third inning. He's batting .356 this year with runners in scoring position. Fukudome on third. Soto takes his lead off second. One out. Top of the 5th inning. The run will score as Hu throws to first to retire Johnson. Fukudome comes home and the Cubs lead 1-0. Time now for an update. We check in on the Royals and the Yankees with Jeannie.
Yeah, bottom 9 in New York, 2-on-2 out for Johnny Damon. Damon 5 hits on the day. Do I hear 6? Well, we're going to get to him in a moment. First, we'll look at how it was tied up. Jorge Posada there. Now Johnny Damon going for his 6th hit of the day. He gets it without the facial hair. The first Yankees 6-hit game since May 1st, 1986. Gerald Williams did it. Most important, Yankees win.
Wow, so for the second time in 3 days, Yankees win in the bottom of the 9th inning. It was Jason Giambi on Thursday with the walk-off home run, and Johnny Damon with a 6-hit game against one of his former clubs today, the Royals.
What if Jason Giambi had his lucky thong on Thursday?
The headline on the back page of one of the New York tabloids, going thong. Referring to the thong that Jason has admitted that he has worn to bring him luck through the years. And he has shared it with some of his teammates.
A very, very strange admittance. I think you'd have to agree.
Going thong.
Oh, man.
I think you and I talked about that when we had Bob Uecker in the booth a couple of weeks ago in Boston.
That's right. That's right.
Bob, in a recent issue of Sports Illustrated, seen at a hotel pool.
Right.
Wearing a Speedo.
That's right.
Zambrano strikes out, but the Cubs take the lead.
Going, thong.
Space is infinite, but it's my job to shrink it. I work for an Air and Space Museum, and I take the largest objects in the universe and bring them down in size. So when my doctor said that my going could get worse because my prostate was growing, I said, how can we shrink it? He said, Avodart. Avodart is different because over time, it actually shrinks the prostate, so I go less often. Other medicines, they don't treat the cause because they don't shrink the prostate.
Avodart is for men only. Women should not take or handle Avodart due to risk of a specific birth defect. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease. Rarely sexual side effects, swelling, or tenderness of the breasts can occur. Only your healthcare professional can determine if your symptoms are from an enlarged prostate and not prostate cancer. So have regular exams. Ask your doctor about Avodart today. It's your growing problem. It's our job to shrink it. Avodart.
Welcome to America. Everything is in the cars we arranged.
You've reached your final destination.
Papa?
Surprise, Dad. This Father's Day, don't just buy stuff, do stuff. Like surprise your family. Make Dad's day with a Sirius satellite radio. Or the new Sony NavView GPS for a limited time, only $269.99 from Radio Shack.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on any 2008 Chevy Cobalt.
Simpsons ride. Now
Fox Saturday Baseball is sponsored by Chevy and American Revolution. Bottom of the 5th inning here at Dodger Stadium. Cubs have finally scored a run. They were shut out last night. Took a 1-0 lead at the top of the 5th inning as Derek Lowe leads off against Carlos Zambrano. They share a birthday.
Yeah. June 1st. In fact, this is the 8th time this year that pitchers in the major leagues have opposed each other while sharing the same birthday. It's remarkable, really. Here we are, first week in June, and it's happened 8 times already.
Derek Lowe turned 35 on June 1st last Sunday. Carlos Zambrano turned 27. Grounded to the right side, backhanded by Lee as the birthday boys come together. And Zambrano steps on the bag first. We spoke with Dodgers manager Joe Torre moments ago, and we asked Joe about Derek Lowe's performance so far today.
You don't
I think he's been really good. He's keeping the ball down. He's getting a lot of ground balls. Unfortunately, you know, the walk starts the inning, and anything can happen. But, you know, we need to score. Obviously, it's been tough for us to do that. But, again, you know, 1 run in 5 innings. He's doing a heck of a job.
Joe, it's been a superb defensive game.
Yeah, no question. No question. The only thing right there on that particular bunt play, it looked like DeWitt had a chance at the man at second base, and I know that Russell was yelling 2-2-2, but evidently he didn't hear him.
Joe, Big Brown going for the Triple Crown. I know you're friends with the trainer, Rick Detro. He's trained horses for you. Any advice for Rick?
Well, I can't say I don't talk too much because I know that doesn't work. But I'm hoping for him because it's, you know, it's a once in a lifetime thing, and the way his life has gone and, you know, so many ups and downs, I'm really pulling for him because it's a special time for him.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good luck.
Okay,
Joe.
guys.
There's not been a Triple Crown winner in the world of horse racing since 1978, 11 years after the last Triple Crown winner in Major League Baseball.
Kari Yastrzemski winning the Triple Crown for the Boston Red Sox in 1967. That followed a remarkable year by Frank Robinson, his first year with the Orioles after being traded for Milt Pappas from the Cincinnati Reds. And of course, the American League, the last National League winner of the Triple Crown, Joe Ducky Medwick, back in 1937.
Pierre, left field, long run for Soriano. 2 away. And you look at the American League leaders this season, Josh Hamilton leads the American League in home runs and runs batted in. And he's 4th in batting average. And over in the National League, Lance Berkman, 2nd in batting average, tied for 3rd in home runs, 3rd in runs batted in. The Cubs actually selected Josh Hamilton in the Rule 5 draft and then traded him to the Cincinnati Reds a couple of years back. They did the Reds a favor, the paper transaction. And Lou Piniella also worked with Josh Hamilton when he was in the Tampa Bay organization.
That's right.
Oh, right back at Zambrano, and he makes the catch.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
He has every reason to look toward heaven.
Remember, he tried to barehand the line drive earlier, this time right into his glove.
Can I help you, sir?
It's here to get my driver's license.
Let's see what we got. You have a birth certificate for Mr. Kozowski?
Check.
Eye test?
Pass.
Written test?
Pass.
Drive-in test?
Fail.
Next.
Get more done now. Communicate in less than a second with Nextel Direct Connect. Only on the Now Network.
I get in the truck and it won't start. I figure it's the starter. But when I get to AutoZone, they said let's test it first. Turns out it's just a solenoid switch. Those AutoZone guys saved me a lot of money. And I'll remember that.
What's your equation for healthy living?
I'm a dog-walking, high-fiber, laser-focused one-a-day man.
One-a-day Men's 50-plus Advantage is a complete multivitamin with support for prostate and heart health, plus ginkgo for memory and concentration.
It fits my equation better.
Hi, welcome to Progressive.com. How can I help you?
Well, I haven't shopped for car insurance in a while.
And you're worried that you've been paying too much, right?
Yeah. So how can I know I'm getting a good deal?
We can compare your Progressive Direct rate with other top companies.
Wow. Seriously?
Yeah. Look at the deal we just got him.
That's a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, or a big tricked out name tag.
Making sure you get a great deal. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Escape the everyday with Taco Bell's new Frutista Freeze, a refreshing blend of strawberry and mango flavors that's topped with real strawberries to refresh your day.
Frutista Freeze. Yes, please.
Think outside the bun.
You've done your research.
We went on cars.com, we compared models side by side, and I didn't have to resort to plan B.
Oh, what's plan B?
I was going to have you eat these brownies, which I mixed with a horse laxative.
Excuse me.
My husband kind of has a sweet tooth.
One 1-0 Cubs as we move to the 6th. Top of the order, Alfonso Soriano. First pitch of the inning from Derek Lowe. Deep center field. Kemp looking up. It is out of here. Home run number 15 for Soriano. The Cubs extend their lead to 2-0.
Felipe Alou, the manager of the Montreal Expos, used to call one of his outfielders, Rondell White, Thunder Hands. Well, Thunder Hands has been replaced by Thunder Hands Soriano. A low fastball, and this ball keeps drifting, 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 gone.
So the Cubs making the most of their 2 hits. They have scored 2 runs on 2 hits in the game. A leadoff walk led to their first run in the 5th inning, and now a leadoff home run in the 6th off the bat of Thunder Hands. Ryan Theriot at the plate. James Loney takes it to the bag for out number 1. Fox Saturday Baseball is sponsored by Avodart. And by Sprint. Get more done with Nextel Direct Connect, only on the Now Network. And by the auto parts experts at AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone. One away, here's Derek Lee. And Lee swinging at the first pitch. Long run for the center fielder, Kemp. And he's unable to make the catch.
Guys who do not have a lot of power never get hits like this. The reason is the outfielders are so deep, respecting the power of the hitter. And he's got too far to go off the end of the bat, and Kemp just misses it. That's a ball I think Matt thinks he should have caught. Momentary hesitation where he moved to his left instead of breaking in immediately gives Derek Lee a hit.
Third baseman, number 16,
second hit of the inning for the Cubs.
Ramirez.
As Ramirez steps in. Aramis 0 for 2 today, just 4 for his last 22. Oh, missing away, ball 1. Cubs 2 runs on 3 hits. Dodgers no runs on 5 base hits. Top of the 6th inning. One and one on Ramirez.
Kenny, so far a game that has played out like we thought it would play out. A lot of ground balls, great defense, not a lot of run scoring opportunities. 2 terrific starting pitchers.
Two and one on Aramis Ramirez, who leads the Cubs with 41 runs batted in. Lee, the runner on first, with 1 out. 2 and 2.
Even though 2 strikes on Ramirez, a very good 2-strike hitter. He and Bobby Abreu have 35 hits apiece. Abreu, the fine outfielder for the Yankees. That's with 2 strikes.
Ramirez reaches out, fouls it off the front of the Cubs dugout. Count remains 2 and 2.
Hey, I'm your manager, Aramis, Lou Piniella. We're wearing the same colors.
Well, our Nextel productivity game summary. Terrific outing for Zambrano. Lowe did not allow a hit over the first 4. Soriano extending the Cubs lead with his 15th home run of the season here in the 6th. Carlos shouldn't be laughing about it. He almost got nailed by that line drive.
That's right. Carlos realized what line drives hit hard can do. Looping.
Lou very wise to hide behind the screen.
That's right.
Hit sharply to third, knocked down by DeWitt. Gets the force at second for out number 2.
Zambrano offering that glove to Lou Piniella.
Right fielder number 1.
Winners laugh and tell jokes, Kenny.
And the Cubs have won more than any other team in baseball this season.
They've been laughing and telling a lot of jokes.
They're the only team that has not had a losing streak of more than 2 games.
Right.
They've had the lead in 27 of their last 29. Cubs swept their last homestand, winning all 7 games. Won the series opener here on Thursday, lost last night 3-0. 2-0 on Fukudome, our AutoZone strike zone.
Both pitchers with first pitch strikes for the most part. Not half the time.
Three 3-0 on Fukudome, who drew a leadoff walk in the 5th inning. And as leadoff walks usually do, it led to a run. Fukudome started down towards first.
Takes that one step toward first base, and the Dodgers got a break there. That ball clearly low.
Runner on first, Ramirez, 2 outs. The 3-1 to Fukudome. Another called strike. And the count is full. Cubs with a run in the inning on the Soriano homer. They lead Derek Lowe and the Dodgers 2-0. Ramirez goes, and Fukudome fouls it off. We mentioned Kosuge's wife and young son have joined him here in the United States. His son is named Hayato. Fukudome mentioning earlier this season that he is now playing in the Windy City, and his son's name loosely translates to windy, healthy, fast, and first boy. Not windy here in Los Angeles today as Fukudome grounds out to the shortstop. But the Cubs extend their lead as Soriano goes deep. Middle of the 6th, 2-0 Chicago.
How do you want to see the game? You want to be closer? Well, this is no ordinary ticket. This is your ticket to baseball heaven in high definition. Sharp Aqua's the official HD TV of Major League Baseball. And with a blazing 4-millisecond response time and a super fast refresh rate, there isn't a shot in the hole or a streamer down the line that will singe the hair in your nostrils. It will change your baseball loving life.
Aqua's LCD TV. Change your TV, change your life. Sharp.
The world is mine. The world is mine. The world is mine. The world is mine.
Every day is a new chance to show the world how phenomenal you can be. Start today with the confidence you get from Gillette Fusion Power Phenom. Fusion Power soothing micropulses help you reduce friction so you barely feel the blades. Try the world's most comfortable shave, Fusion Power.
The best a man can get.
On game day, it's all about performance, drive, and commitment. But off the field, I still need to look like a pro. With a size 42 waist, it's hard to find my size in department stores. That's when I found Casual Male XL.
Shop Casual Male XL, now with sizes starting at a 42-inch waist. Call 866-THINK-XL for a free catalog and get $20 off your first order.
My game plan's still the same, but now it's got a lot more style.
Casual Male XL. Life's better when it fits.
Sink your teeth into the official candy bar of Major League Baseball. Baby Ruth from Nestle. It's loaded with good stuff you can really savor.
The heartburn-stopping strength of Zantac also comes with a refreshing hint of cool mint. Maximum strength Zantac 150 Cool Mint tablets. Heartburn? Attack it. Zantac.
Well, Tuesday, July 15th, join us on Fox for a historic night as baseball's greatest players battle for World Series home field advantage. Live from historic Yankee Stadium, it's the MLB All-Star Game. Tuesday, July 15th at 7 Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, beginning with the MLB All-Star Red Carpet Parade, presented by Chevrolet only on Fox. Jeff Kent has been to the All-Star Game 5 times. And Kent is safe at first. Another close play at first base. We've seen a couple throughout this series, and Kent beats the throw from Terrio.
Well, Terrio does all he can, and even the stretch of the 6'5" Derek Lee.
Russell Martin.
Wow, I'll tell you, he may have had the ball before Kent's foot came down. That was very, very close with the naked eye. It appeared that Kent was safe, but another look, he's got the ball before Kent's right foot comes down. A tough call for Angel Hernandez, the first base umpire, but it looked like he was out.
Russell Martin takes strike one. Lou Piniella quoted after last night's game. He said, "We have not gotten a close call in this series yet." And the Dodgers get another close call here in the 6th inning. Martin, deep center field. Johnson back, looking up. It is out of here. 2-run home run. Russell Martin after the close play at first. The Dodgers have tied the game at 2.
This is by far the worst pitch of the day by Carlos Zambrano. A breaking ball right around the letters, just hanging there and crying out to Martin, "Hit me hard," and did he ever.
Fifth home run of the season for Martin. Runs batted in number 24 and 25. So in the 4th inning, Martin with his first career bunt base hit follows it up with a home run 2 innings later. And for Carlos Zambrano, only the 2nd home run he has ever allowed against the Dodgers in 56 innings. The other was hit by Wilson Betemit, now with the Yankees, last May. Loney, left field. Soriano, 1 out. Only the 5th home run allowed by Zambrano here in 2008. Our Dodgers in-game box score brought to you by Avodart. 2 hits for both Kent and Martin. Martin tying the game with a 2-run homer here in the 6th inning. And Kemp steps in with 1 away. Kemp has struck out twice. Broken bat, bloop, and a base hit into left field. 3rd hit of the inning for the Dodgers against Carlos Zambrano. As we jump to Jeannie Zalasko. Jeannie.
We are off to Fenway, bottom 4, 1 on, 2 out for Coco Crisp. He charges the ball. The shot up the middle, and Alex Cora would score Crisp 15th RBI. That makes it 4-2 Boston at that point. We sit 5-2 right now. Bottom 5 as we jump back to you.
All right, Gina, so Coco Crisp, like Matt Kemp, who is on first base, appealing his suspension. Red Sox lead the American League East. They are without David Ortiz and Daisuke Matsuzaka. Record of 38 and 26. Yankees started the day in last place, 6.5 games behind Boston. A come-from-behind 12-11 victory over the Kansas City Royals. Here's DeWitt. First pitch, pops it up to the right side. In foul territory, Lee shielding the sun, makes the catch for out number 2. All-Star game, excuse me, Tim.
That's all right. Those suspensions handed out to both Tampa Bay and the Boston Red Sox more severe than the suspensions, and properly so, I think. More severe than the suspensions handed to Matt Kemp and Yorvi Torrealba.
Kemp suspended 4 games, Torrealba 3 games. Ball back to the screen by Chin-Lung Hu. Remember the Cubs back in the 4th inning intentionally walked Blake DeWitt. The pitch to Hu, who grounded out to the first baseman Lee to end the inning. Dodgers have tied the game at 2. Kent, a leadoff infield single, close play at first. After we had a look at the replay, looked like the throw beat Kent to the bag. And then Martin followed with a 2-run home run. Runner goes. The throw from Soto is not in time. Matt Kemp with his 11th steal of the season.
Well, it was a short hop, and Ryan Theriot properly covering the bag and straddling the bag. But on that short hop, the hop brings the glove up. See, that brings the glove up. And then by the time Theriot put the glove back down, Kemp had stolen second base. Actually dislodged the ball. I didn't see that originally, but it did dislodge the ball, and Hu down on strikes.
For the second time today, but the Dodgers have tied the game. Zambrano not happy about it. Martin goes deep. 2-2 after 6 here in L.A.
You're watching Major League Baseball on Fox.
I found it.
I found it.
You bet I found it. We find it every time we come here. I find a lot of value at Farm and Fleet.
Value and price. That's what keeps me coming in here all these years.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, you'll find value on the brands you trust. We have the stuff you need for your home, yard, and car. Dedicated to saving you time and money, offering you convenience, selection, value, and top-notch customer service. You'll love your Blaine shopping experience.
Awesome selection. Great deals. Well, we get everything here.
I found it. I found it.
I find value.
At Farm and Fleet.
At Shabana Creek RV, our philosophy is simple. If we build a dealership with the very best RVs at the very best prices, people will come. That's what we've done, and folks are driving from miles around to see 30 acres of recreational vehicles with 125 new and used RVs in stock. Motorhomes by Fleetwood, coaches by Monaco, plus travel trailers and fifth wheels. At Shabana Creek RV, we've also built a reputation for service and can even help arrange financing. Yes, we've built a better RV dealership. Isn't it time you came? Shabana Creek RV, 1 mile east of Atkinson on Route 6.
Gentlemen, here are your prime rib burgers.
Oh, wow, you are not joking. It's one tasty burger. It's one tasty burger. Dude, this place is weird. That's where they get their burgers from.
Is this a real restaurant?
(1977) Harley-Davidson Lowrider /cut exhaust.
2008 Night Train.
Powder-coated twin-cam engine.
Miller Lite, first brewed 1973. Perfect combination of refreshment and taste.
Next.
Miller Lite, the ultimate light beer.
On the next 2.5 Men, Alan's two-timing candy.
You're already doing a hot 22-year-old and you're cheating on her?
Yes.
I am so proud of you.
On 2.5 Men.
Monday at 6 on Fox 18. Laugh out loud with The Simpsons. Weekdays at 5 on Fox 18.
Welcome back. Our Gillette Fusion Power Phenom trivia question. Can you name all the Rookie of the Year winners in today's game on the rosters of the Dodgers and the Cubs? We have one in our studio. Eric Karros, former National League Rookie of the Year. Giovanni Soto leading off for the Cubs here in the 7th against Derek Lowe. Soto has reached base twice. A walk in the 2nd, singled in the 5th inning.
Eric Karros, a very good player for the Dodgers, a very good player for the Chicago Cubs.
And a very good analyst on Fox.
Absolutely. In a different uniform now.
I worked with Eric last week in Seattle. The 1-2, and Soto is down on strikes. 4th strikeout for Derek Lowe. Fox Sports and Bank of America MLB Banking present Yankee Stadium's greatest baseball moments. In the 8th inning, Game 1, 1996 ALCS, 12-year-old Jeffrey Mayer stuck his glove over the wall, deflected a Derek Jeter fly ball into the stands for a controversial game-tying home run. Yankees went on to win the game and eventually the World Series. As Fontenot steps in against Lowe to vote for your favorite moment. That will be revealed during the 2008 All-Star Game. And to learn more about Bank of America MLB Banking, log on to foxsports.com, keyword moments. Jeffrey Mayer had a nice college baseball career, and he would like to get into management, would like to become a scout or work in the front office of a baseball organization. As we check out the American League leaders in All-Star voting.
Perhaps Jeffrey could get a job as an executive of ticket sales.
Yes. I met Jeffrey's parents recently.
Oh, you did?
They live in northern New Jersey. And they were introduced to me as Jeffrey Mayer's parents. Tony Tarasco was the outfielder.
Right.
Richie Garcia was the umpire.
Was the right field umpire that night.
And Joe Torre certainly did not mind the call.
No.
Fontenot into the left field corner. A diving attempt by Pierre. It's a fair ball. A ground rule double, so Fontenot is in at second base. And then, of course, the next July in '97, Joe Torre would manage the American League in the All-Star Game for the first of 6 times over the last 11 years. Yankees under Torre made it to 6 World Series. Ken Rosenthal, you told us earlier that Joe will actually be in New York during the All-Star break, but not in the American League dugout as a coach.
Right, Kenny. He'll be in New York for his charity golf tournament, the Safe at Home Foundation's annual tournament. That takes place the Monday before the game. But he told us last week, again, he is not going to be in Yankee Stadium. And to me, it seems a little bit sad. Tim, you've talked about this game being more about the stadium than the players, the history of the stadium. Well, Joe Torre was such a huge part of that history. He says he doesn't want to be a distraction, doesn't want to detract from the players. But imagine how that place would shake if he came out one last bow.
Joe Torre bringing his right fielder, Andre Ethier, in, and he cannot get his attention. Now he gets his attention.
And a line drive base hit into center field. Fontenot moves to third. Cubs have runners on the corners.
If you're the runner on a second base and nobody out, you have to make sure that you don't get doubled off on a line drive. Another broken bat. And you can see Fontenot going back to second properly. And now with nobody out. I beg your pardon, 1 out. Zambrano the batter. And obviously a very, very dangerous hitter. Sometimes the number of outs determine whether you're going to score or not if you're on second base. If there were 2 outs there, the Cubs take the lead. But because there's 1 out, you can't get doubled off, so he's going back to second.
So first and third for Zambrano. First pitch, base hit into right field. So Zambrano drives in the go-ahead run. It's his 6th RBI of the season, which leads all pitchers in Major League Baseball.
Gets a fastball and pulls it in the hole between second and first as the Cubs retake the lead. Fontenot scoring easily. And Reed Johnson being forced to stop at second base.
So 3 consecutive base hits for the Cubs and a visit to the mound by Dodgers pitching coach Rick Honeycutt. Fontenot scores the go-ahead run. Driven in by Zambrano. Scott Proctor up and throwing in the Dodger bullpen.
The fielder,
I said a couple of minutes ago, Joe Torre will not be in the American League dugout during the All-Star game. What I meant to say was the National League dugout. He spent 6 seasons managing the American League All-Star team. Clint Hurdle, the Colorado Rockies manager, will guide the National League, and he invited Mets manager Willie Randolph and Padres manager Bud Black to join him as National League coaches. Soriano, towering fly ball, shallow left field. Pierre is under it, makes the catch for out number 2. In those 6 All-Star games that Joe Torre managed in,
for the Cubs,
he had a record of 5-0 with 1 tie in Milwaukee. Never lost as an All-Star manager. Terry Francona, the Red Sox skipper, invited Yankees manager Joe Girardi to be one of his coaches, and Tigers skipper Jim Leyland, who Francona has always had a lot of respect for. And his dad, Tito Francona, lives in Pittsburgh, and he said that Jim Leyland through the years has been so nice to his dad. And that's one of the reasons he asked him to join his staff at the All-Star game as Terrio rounds out to the second baseman, Kent. But the bottom of the order produces the go-ahead run for the Cubs, driven in by Carlos Zambrano. 7th inning stretch time in Los Angeles.
Sure, a lot's changed over the years, but you two do have a groovy thing going on. Don't let erectile dysfunction get in the way. Viagra has been proven to help men with all degrees of ED. America's most prescribed ED treatment is marking its 10th anniversary. Want to learn more? The facts are there to greet you at Viagra.com. Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Don't take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease in vision or hearing. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you.
What the?
You guys okay?
We're trapped, and there's 7 of us. There's no way we'll fit in there.
There's room for 8.
Oh, forget it. We have too many beverages.
There's like 12 cup holders in here.
But what about this bison? That thing got my blood a-boiling.
That's probably just the seat warmer.
Seating for 8. Ride Ready. The new Pilot, only from Honda.
And Pinilla's out to argue.
What a great call. You're doing a fantastic job, but people expect me to come out here and be upset, so I'm going to kick some dirt. You understand? Yeah, I understand that. Well, lately I've been feeling happy and content. Yeah, you seem different.
Lou is really giving it to him.
You better kick me out of this game. I've got a reputation to uphold. Fine, you're out of here.
Say hello to the missus.
I will. You do the same. Drinking water makes you feel better and a lot less irritable. So make your body happy. Drink Aquafina.
Fox Saturday Baseball is sponsored by Viagra, by Aquafina, the official water of Major League Baseball, and by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV.
Number 3.
Bottom of the 7th inning. Cubs back on top 3-2. Once again, our Gillette Fusion Power Phenom trivia question. Can you name all of the former Rookie of the Year award winners involved in today's game? Delwyn Young pinch hitting for Derek Lowe. Young, a 25-year-old switch hitter, batting from the left side against the right-hander Zambrano. And he smacks one foul down the right field line. Young 8 for 25 as a pinch hitter this season. Jonathan Broxton up in the Dodger pen. There's Nomar. Nomar Garciaparra on the disabled list, as are fellow veterans Rafael Furcal and Andrew Jones. We talked to Joe Torre, Tim, about those 3 injured players, and he hopes to have Furcal back real soon. And then Jones, but the return date for Nomar seems to be more of a mystery.
Yeah. Dodgers are pretty sure that Furcal will be back in about 10 days.
Joe Torre told us he never realized how good Furcal is until he saw him on a day-in, day-out basis during spring training. Very impressed with Furcal as Young strikes out. Strikeout number 6 for Zambrano. Well, the answer to our trivia question: Rookies of the Year involved in today's game. Lou Piniella. Back in 1969, Nomar, Kerry Wood, Furcal, and Angel Baroa, acquired by the Dodgers yesterday. The 2003 American League Rookie of the Year award winner with the Kansas City Royals. Here's Juan Pierre. 1 for 3 today. A bunt single back in the 3rd inning. Carlos Zambrano looking for his 9th win. Has only 1 loss. Coming into the game, 3rd in the National League in earned run average. Missing away, 2-1.
This could very well be the last inning for Zambrano. Remember our conversation with Lou Piniella in the 4th inning, trying to shorten up for Zambrano today.
Juan Pierre with his 2nd base hit of the game. So the Dodgers should trail by a run with a 1-out base runner here in the 7th, and Carlos Barbol is up in the Cubs pen.
Zambrano looking over at Pierre. We'll see if Andre Ethier takes a pitch or two to give Pierre a chance to steal 2nd base.
96th pitch of the game by Zambrano, in for a strike. 0-1. Pierre has not stolen a base over his last 8 games. In fact, he's been thrown out attempting to steal his last 2 attempts.
That doesn't mean he's in a slump. Speed doesn't slump.
Zambrano missing away, 2-1. In about a half hour, Rick Dutrow hoping that speed doesn't slump at Belmont.
Oh, that's great. Great line.
Joe Torre's good friend. Joe Torre and Don Zimmer have both owned horses trained by Big Brown's trainer.
Don Zimmer and Carlos Zambrano, one of the 82 players in big league history whose last name begins with Z.
I think we named about half of them before the game. I threw out Richie Zisk.
Yeah.
Todd you threw out Don Zimmer, Todd Zeal.
Yeah.
Victor Zambrano.
Victor Zambrano, yep.
Paul Zuvella. Artie Aronoff, our statistician to our left, reminding us about Barry Zito. Yep. Fox Baseball next Saturday. Check local listings for the game and time in your area. George Suverink.
Gus Zernial.
You get the picture.
Yes.
Pierre goes. Ethier swings and misses, and speed is not in a slump any longer, as Pierre has his 22nd stolen base.
Ethier swinging through the pitch, and a quick throw by Soto. And Terrio trying to make too quick a tag. He tried to make the tag before the ball was firmly in the glove. And Pierre has a stolen base. No error, of course, on that play.
Payoff pitch to Ethier. On the ground to the right side. Backhanded by Ramirez. Another nice defensive play, but he throws it away. Rounding third is Pierre. He will score. The Dodgers tie the game at 3.
I would imagine a base hit and a throwing error on Aramis Ramirez. Excellent base running by Juan Pierre. A lot of guys would stay at second base. He cheated toward third, knowing that Ramirez had no time to look him back. The in-between throw. And Ethier goes to second base, but watch Pierre cheating toward third, and when the throw is wild at first, he scores a tying run for the Dodgers. Excellent base running by Pierre. A good play by Ramirez, but the throw was poor. So an error and a base hit. No RBI on the play. And a throwing error on Ramirez.
The throw is in the dirt. It allowed Pierre to score. And the game is now tied. So with Ethier on at second, only one out. Here's Jeff Kent. Fly ball left field. Backpedaling is the shortstop Terrio. Calling off Soriano. Makes the catch for out number 2. Tim Pepsi, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball, was proud to present the May nominees for the Pepsi Clutch Performer of the Month Award. Lance Berkman, Brian Ludwig, Dan Ugler in the National League. And over in the American League, Carlos Quentin, John Lester, and Evan Longoria. Be sure to vote for the Pepsi Clutch Performer of the Month by logging on to PepsiClutch.com. Russell Martin homered his last time up, tying the game at 2. Cubs then scored a run at the top of the inning. Dodgers have come back to tie it here in the bottom half. We've seen a little bit of everything today. Good pitching, good defense, and finally, over the last 3 innings, some runs.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Martin, right field. Bucadome. Diving attempt. Could not make the catch. Ethier scores. Dodgers lead 4-3.
The Dodgers finally take the lead. Fine try by Fucadome. A ball that could have been handled. Perhaps not should have been, but could have been. A base hit for Martin. Ethier scoring easily. And as we said, for the first time this afternoon, the Dodgers are on top.
Maloney takes strike 1. So after some fine defensive plays in this half inning, Ramirez with the throw in the dirt, and now Fucadome has the ball deflect off his glove, leading to the go-ahead run. Loney, base hit right field. Holding at third is Martin. Dodgers with runners on the corners. They've already scored 2 runs in the inning.
Zambrano is getting away from his strength. His strength is away to left-handed batters. He's come inside to Loney and Ethier in this inning. Lou Piniella giving the thumb and fingers sign to his pitching coach, Larry Rothschild, meaning to talk to Zambrano. Neil Cox is warming up, but the symmetry of the game is really coming to play, Kenny, in this inning. You think about Pierre being on second base, the Dodgers trailing by a run, a great play at third base, a bad throw at first base, good base running by Pierre, as Jonathan Broxton now will be the pitcher for the Dodgers one way or the other in the 8th inning.
And Derek Lowe, who was pinch hit for in this half inning with the Dodgers trailing 3-2, is now the pitcher of record on the positive side.
He can only win.
Martin, the runner on third, Loney at first. Matt Kemp at the plate. Struck out in his first 2 at-bats against Zambrano and then singled in the 6th inning. 107 pitches so far for Carlos. The 1-0. Kemp, deep center field. Johnson back on the warning track. It's gone. 3-run home run. Matt Kemp. 7-3 Dodgers. Fifth home run of the season for Kemp. Lou Piniella to the mound. That will be all for Zambrano. Leads with the Cubs trailing 7-3 here in the 7th.
Warning signs aren't this easy to spot. Good thing there are Napa Auto Care Centers, where their work is backed by a nationwide 12-month, 12,000-mile peace-of-mind warranty. So once your vehicle's repaired, you can be sure it's going to stay that way. Napa, get the good stuff.
Ah, that's what we're talking about. Hi, I'm Chuck's phone. Chuck can't answer right now because Chuck's an idiot. He doesn't have AT&T, so he's got 0 bars in here. But by all means, keep calling about those basketball tickets you just won. We'll just keep shooting tiny hoops with the townies. Living a dream.
Teardrops! It's falling! It's like the weatherman!
For the best coverage, switch to AT&T. More bars in more places.
Look at it! He's everywhere! He's a machine!
Get the Sony Ericsson slider for only $20.
Right around the letters. And then to Matt Kemp in the 7th. A 3-run shot right around the letters.
DeWitt strikes out to end the inning, but the Dodgers score 5 runs. They've taken a 7-3 lead earlier. Zambrano tried to kick the ball into foul territory. And now he will display his soccer skills once again.
He can kick.
Welcome to the DirecTV Game Break, sponsored by DirecTV, the best way to watch sports, best way to take this in. Buckle up, Royals, Yankees. We pick it up top 7. Seesaw affair. Jose Guillen break the 6-all tie with a 2-out grand slam. Lead goes back and forth, and then it's Jorge Posada back from the land of the disabled with 1 out in the 9th. Home run tied it up again, but it is Johnny Damon with the final say. 2 outs in the 9th. Oh, by the way, his 6th hit of the day. Yankees get the 12-11 victory. This has been the DirecTV Game Break.
Fact is, sports fans are switching to DirecTV because they have hands down the most sports in HD. What we need is a distraction. Wow! Look who's right on time. Anywhere between 10 and 2, it's Cable's Bikini Installers.
This is crazy.
I know. How has no one thought of this yet?
No gimmicks, just more TV for your money. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
Yo, Pasta Hut.
Pasta Hut! Pasta from Pizza Hut?
That's right. Now Pizza Hut delivers Toscani pastas. So call or order online to get pasta from Pizza Hut.
Get grilled flavor like never before. New Ultimate Grilled Pizzas only from Pizza Hut. Savor premium grilled steak, tender chicken, or grilled veggies, all on a Pizza Hut pizza. Get a medium now for just $10.99. America's favorite pizza. Pizza Hut. Order online.
Hello, I'm a Mac. And I'm a PC. Well, Mac, Vista's got me feeling down, so I've written a little song called the Vista Blues.
Oh, I'd love to hear that sometime. I have to...
So many users are leaving me, and they ain't coming back. Vista's got issues, and it's so glitchy. They're leaving me for Mac.
Nice touch.
It's the 5-minute challenge. Trigger spray versus new Roundup Pump and Go sprayer. With up to 5 minutes of continuous spray, Pump and Go kills weeds, not your hands. New Roundup Pump and Go. Hard on weeds, easy on you.
8th inning, Luis Mazza, the new Dodgers second baseman, replacing Jeff Kent. And Jonathan Broxton in to make his 26th appearance out of the Dodgers pen. Derek Lowe went 7, allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, struck out 4. Broxton to Derek Lee, ball 1. Dodgers now lead 7-3. They scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Derek Lee today 1 for 3. In for a strike, 1-1. One and 2.
Dodgers offering all of their elements in the bottom of the 7th inning. The speed of Juan Pierre, the stolen base, the force of the throw low at first, and then the 3-run home run by Matt Kemp.
When you think back to the Martin home run in the 6th, Jeff Kent led off that inning. Hit a ground ball to the shortstop Terrio. Real close play at first.
Right.
Looked on the replay like the throw beat Kent. And then Martin homered. Dodgers then score 5 in the 7th. Lee grounds out to Mazza, the new second baseman. 1 away.
Mount Vesuvius. As the citizens of Pompeii look on.
Wonder what happened once Carlos started walking down the tunnel.
Our cameras can only go so far, but the Gatorade coolers are back.
They have survived.
Yes. That was an explosion.
Remember, it was Zambrano who actually gave the Cubs a 3-2 lead with his RBI single in the top of the 7th inning.
Right.
So was he more upset about allowing 5 runs or about his go-ahead RBI getting erased?
No, the former.
0-2 on Ramirez.
Ken Rosenthal was closer than we are. Right, Ken?
I was, Tim, and after he entered the tunnel, there were several loud banging noises. So it didn't just end with the Gatorade buckets.
You know, I'm looking at where you're standing, and you were pretty close. I want to know how quickly you moved to get out of the way when Carlos started slamming the Gatorade.
I wasn't really in the line of fire, Kenny. I was fine.
We're very concerned about you up here in the booth.
That's right.
Local artist needs to add those Gatorade tubs into his drawing. We are told that is Bob Myers showing his artistic skills here at the ballpark. A 1-2 to Ramirez. Out of play into the Cubs dugout. Let's head back down to Ken Rosenthal. Ken, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban, hopes to purchase the Chicago Cubs. What are the chances that his fellow owners allow Mark into their exclusive club?
Kenny, I don't think the chances are very good. Unless Mark Cuban perhaps bids, I don't know, $100 million more than the next highest guy. Baseball doesn't like Mavericks. They like insiders. And as we saw from the sales of the Red Sox and the Nationals, they generally go to people that they're comfortable with. And there's an individual named John Canning, friend and business associate of Bud Selig, part owner of the Brewers when Selig was the owner, and he's still a minority owner of the Brewers. He is the front runner.
Ken, very nice usage of the word Maverick regarding Mark Cuban.
Well, he is that.
And Mark Cuban hopes that the owner of the White Sox, Jerry Reinsdorf, can put in the good word, one of his fellow NBA owners. Mark says that he gets along very well with Jerry Reinsdorf.
Well, as Ken said, I mean, the way to make the deal is to offer $100 million more. Then you'll see that Maverick style accepted instead of rejected. That's my view.
Two balls, two strikes on Ramirez. One out, top of the 8th inning. Well, money does talk. And it seems like Mark Cuban has calmed down through the years, ejected from a couple of games, reprimanded back in his early days as the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. Hoping to purchase the Cubs. Ball 4 to Ramirez. So the Cubs with a one-out base runner here in the 8th. Our Flomax game summary. Russell Martin tied the game at 2. 2-run homer in the 6th. Kemp went deep, a 3-run shot in the 7th to chase Zambrano. Dodgers putting up a 5 spot in the 7th inning after trailing the game 3-2.
Kenny, you talked about money talking. Obviously, that is the case. Well, pitchers talk among themselves also. And Jonathan Broxton talked to Hiroki Kuroda earlier this week before his start last night and corrected a minor flaw in his holding his slider, a little more downward movement. And Mike Borzello, the bullpen catcher, telling us that it made all the difference in the world last night as Kuroda pitches a complete game against the Chicago Cubs. And the Cubs hitters were talking today about how that was a slider that they had not seen Kuroda throw in the past.
There's Kuroda. He struck out 11 Cubs, did not walk a batter. First complete game of the season for the Dodgers, and he was the master of the complete game in Japan, was Kuroda, pitching 25 complete games over his last 3 seasons. First Dodger complete game shutout since Jeff Weaver back in September of 2005. 1-1 to Fukudome. Kosuke is 0 for 2, walked in the 5th inning. Came around to score the game's first run. The 1-2 from Broxton. Fouled off to the left side. Ramirez, the runner on first. Dodgers leading the Cubs 7-3, top of the 8th inning. Third of a 4-game series. Cubs winning on Thursday night 5-4. Dodgers with a 3-0 shutout victory last night. Fastball missing inside, 2-2 on Fukudome with Giovanni Soto waiting on deck. DeWitt to second for one, on to first, safe. So the Dodgers get the lead runner at second. Now 2 away for Giovanni Soto. Next week on Fox Saturday Baseball, interleague play returns as the Red Sox head to Cincinnati. The Phillies take on the Cardinals, and it will be the Dodgers and the Tigers. The Fox Saturday Baseball game of the week next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific in high definition only on Fox. The Cubs have yet to play an interleague game this season, but they will head to Toronto and Tampa Bay as Soto takes strike one.
Yeah, initially the Cubs thinking perhaps that, well, they missed the Yankees and the Red Sox this year. Then Toronto Blue Jays playing as well as they're playing, and the Tampa Bay Rays doing what they're doing in the American League East. Yeah, Lou Piniella says, yeah, finally play the Blue Jays and the Rays, and these guys are good.
Cubs head home for 3 with Atlanta following this series, but will then go back on the road. 3 in Toronto, the Hall of Fame game in Cooperstown, right? And then 3 in St. Petersburg against the Rays as Soto grounds out to the second baseman, Mazza. Middle of the 8th, 7-3 Dodgers.
Going over and over, stopping and starting, waking up to go. Lots of guys experience male urinary symptoms due to BPH, also known as an enlarged prostate. But for many guys, prescription Flomax reduces their urinary symptoms due to BPH in 1 week. Only your doctor can tell if you have BPH, not a more serious condition like prostate cancer. Avoid driving or hazardous tasks for 12 hours after your first dose or increase in dose, as a sudden drop in blood pressure may occur, rarely resulting in fainting. If considering cataract surgery, tell your eye surgeon you've taken Flomax. Common side effects are runny nose, dizziness, and decrease in semen. Ask your doctor if Flomax is right for you. For many men, Flomax can make a difference in 1 week.
This is one I want. Cars.com had me prepared before I came in.
Smart.
Yeah, otherwise I was going to have to go with plan B.
What's plan B?
Oh, I was going to have you fight Glondor in a stone circle death match. You should definitely step outside the circle to avoid any confusion.
How do you want to see the game? You want to be closer? Well, this is no ordinary ticket. This is your ticket to baseball heaven in high definition. Sharp Aqua's the official HD TV of Major League Baseball. And with a blazing 4-millisecond response time and a super fast refresh rate, there isn't a shot in the hole or a screamer down the line that will singe the hair in your nostrils. It will change your baseball-loving life.
Aqua's LCD TV. Change your TV, change your life. Sharp.
It's a whole new neighborhood. Just ask our neighbors. For them, we've raised the bar on salads. With Applebee's signature salads you won't find anywhere else. Like California shrimp salad. Seared shrimp on buttery bib lettuce with crispy bacon, fresh avocado, and grape tomatoes. Here's to one amazing salad. Only at Applebee's. It's a whole new neighborhood.
Fox Saturday Baseball is sponsored by Flomax, by Sharp Aqua's LCD TVs, official HD TV of Major League Baseball, and by Applebee's. It's a whole new neighborhood. Bottom of the 8th inning. Neil Kotz came on in relief of Carlos Zambrano after the Matt Kemp home run in the 7th. Facing Shin-Lung Hu. Who today is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. Dodgers 5 in the 7th. Lead the Cubs 7-3. Michael Milken visited our booth as part of the Home Run Challenge benefit prostate cancer research, as we saw Takashi Saito up and throwing in the Dodger pen, who grounds out to the second baseman Fontenot. It was 0-0 when Michael was with us in the booth, but 3 home runs since, including this 3-run shot off the bat of Matt Kemp in the 7th. This game-changing play brought to you by Sharp Aquas LCD TVs, the official HD TV of Major League Baseball. Sharp Aquas, change your TV, change your life, as Carlos Zambrano reacts following the Kemp home run. 3 home runs so far. That's $36,000 to benefit prostate cancer research.
You can certainly understand anger. You can certainly understand someone getting mad. Where it stops, however, is when there is a real chance of a player hurting himself. And there have been many instances in baseball through the years. 1968, the last 2 months, Al Kaline went in, slammed his right fist against a water cooler, missed the last 2 months of the season. To make room for Kaline, Mickey Stanley moved from center to short. And Lou Piniella certainly, I mean, Lou had one of the more volatile, he has one of the more volatile personalities in the game. He gets mad, shows his anger. Not talking about that. A manager, however, can break his hand getting mad, and it's not going to affect the team. When Carlos Zambrano starts a tirade like that, you know, think about it. The Cubs have invested $130, $140 million into Zambrano. And if there is a chance of him getting hurt, then that anger cannot be tolerated.
And according to Ken Rosenthal, it did not stop with the kicking and the throwing of the Gatorade buckets in the dugout.
That's right. You don't know what happened up the tunnel. And Cub fans are hoping, you know, pay attention and take your time before you start, you know, before you start on a rampage like that, because the chance of injury is great.
3-1 on Pierre. Ethier on deck. Bottom of the 8th inning, 7-3 Dodgers. I think I saw Richard Lewis kicking a couple of the Gatorade buckets after he read the lineups.
Yes, yes.
Not sure exactly what Richard was upset with. As Pierre grounds out to Fontenot, we head to the 9th. 7-3 Dodgers.
Consistency pays off in business, travel, and baseball. Isn't that right, Cal?
That's right. What is Cal Ripken Jr. doing here?
Consistency earned him the nickname the Iron Man.
What will consistently staying at the Holiday Inn get me?
It could get you official MLB merchandise and tickets.
Could it get us all nicknames?
Like what?
Mrs. Ripken Jr.?
Bob.
Snake Eyes?
Really?
The more you stay, the more you earn. Holiday Inn.
You know, I'm not trying to micromanage your finances, but I will tell you that my E-Trade savings account earns 6 times the national average. So, you know, it's funny. You know, I mean, the boys are talking about what to do with all this extra coin. I was like, I'm renting a clown. And I did. A Bobo here. And I really underestimated the creepiness.
Earn 6 times the national average with max rate savings. There are 1,000 new accounts a day at E-Trade.
Sink your teeth into the official candy bar of Major League Baseball. Baby Ruth from Nestle. It's loaded with good stuff you can really savor.
I get in the truck and it won't start. I figure it's the starter. But when I get to AutoZone, they said let's test it first. Turns out it's just a solenoid switch. Those AutoZone guys saved me a lot of money. And I'll remember that.
All right, firefighters, settle down. How about the budget?
Balance it.
And the taxes?
1 page or less.
Anyone want better roads?
We do.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Done. A lot of paper to tell us we need clean water. Need clean water, guys? All right, this is the easiest job I've ever had. We're out of here.
Get more done now. Communicate with groups in less than a second with Nextel Direct Connect. Only on the Now Network.
Can I take your order, please?
Yo, what's up, Stephanie? How you doing today? 89 cents is what we're gonna pay. Say hello to Bobby. He's in the back seat.
Steph, give me something big.
With a bunch of beef. 89 cent cheesy double beef burrito.
This is the jam.
$36,000 has been raised so far today to support prostate cancer research, thanks to the 3 home runs hit by Alfonso Soriano, Russell Martin, and Matt Kemp. 100% of the money raised goes to prostate cancer research. Takashi Saito on to pitch the 9th for the Dodgers. He allowed the game-winning hit on Thursday off the bat of Fukudome. Mike Fontenot leading off. Bottom of the order for the Cubs. They trail by 4.
Because he allowed the game-winning RBI on Thursday night and took the loss. Saito is back in there, and Joe Torre, even though it's not a save situation, shrewdly using Saito right here.
1-2 now on Fontenot. Tim, all of Fox Sports would like to pass along our condolences to the family of Jim McKay. Moment of silence was held before the game today here at Dodger Stadium. A pioneer in our business.
Absolutely.
And we pass along our condolences. Jim's son, Sean McManus, the president of CBS News, as well as CBS Sports. Two and two on Fontenot. Reed Johnson waiting on deck. Full count. Fontenot down on strikes, 1 away.
Center fielder number 9, Reed Johnson.
The beloved Jim McKay's list of accomplishments go on and on and on.
And he loved horse racing, involved in the Triple Crown telecast for so many years. Reed Johnson 1 for 3 with an RBI. Jim McKay passed away earlier today at the age of 86. And wouldn't it be ironic if Big Brown took home the Triple Crown?
Oh, yeah, great thought.
In a sport that Jim McKay loved. He lived down in Maryland. Two and 0 on Johnson. Jim Edmonds has come out into the on-deck circle to pinch hit for the pitcher, Neil Cox. Great job by our entire crew today here at Dodger Stadium, led by our producer, Pete Macheska, director, Bill Webb, associate director, Wayne Wilson, broadcast associate, Brian Biederman, our technical producer, Sid Drexler, technical director, Jonathan Evans. Studio show produced by Don Bowie, directed by Bob Levy. The associate director is Stephanie Medina. The coordinating producer of the studio show is Scott Ackerson. Studio technical supervisor is Jack Simmons. The senior producer of Fox Sports is Bill Brown. The executive producers are David Hill and Ed Gorin. Thanks to Marty Aronoff, Wayne Fiddleman, and Ronnie Fisher as well. The 3-1 to Johnson. Payoff pitch from Saito. Foul back. We mentioned earlier, Cubs have not lost as many as 3 consecutive games all season. The only team in Major League Baseball whose longest losing streak is 2. Barring a comeback here in the 9th, this would be the Cubs' 2nd consecutive defeat here in Los Angeles. And Lou Piniella will send Jason Marquis to the mound tomorrow night against Brad Penny. Cubs with the best record on baseball on June 1st, 6 days ago, for the first time since 1908. The year they won their last World Series. Johnson down on strike. Second strikeout for Saito. Cubs down to their final out.
Johnson down on strikes. Yeah, the Cubs have won 2 world championships, 1907 and 1908.
Your attention, please.
And before the Seattle Mariners had that great year several years ago, the Cubs had won 116 games. They did that back in 1906. And remarkably, the Cubs had more attendance in 1906 than they did in 1966, 60 years later.
Wow.
Which is really remarkable, because people think that this has been a phenomenon that has gone on as long as the plight of the Cubs has gone on, but not true.
Tickets were cheaper in 1906.
Well, that's true. That is true.
And of course, it was Lou Piniella who managed that great Seattle Mariners club that won 116 games.
That's right.
Cubs down to their final strike. The 0-2 to Jim Edmonds, high. And Lou telling us earlier today, yes, I am a Cubs fan.
Oh, it's been a trying afternoon with his best on the mound.
The 1-2 to Edmonds. Stays alive. Cubs took a 3-2 lead in the top of the 7th. Dodgers scored 5 against Carlos Zambrano in the bottom half of the inning, including a 3-run home run off the bat of Matt Kemp. The 1-2 to Edmonds, 2-2. Dodgers 2 runs on 3 hits in the 6th, 5 runs on 5 hits in the 7th. Saito delivers the 2-2, and the ball game is over as Saito strikes out the side in the 9th. The Dodgers have defeated Lou Piniella's Cubs by the score of 7-3. So the Dodgers, after losing the series opener on Thursday, have taken the last 2, 3-0 last night and 7-3 this afternoon on Fox. Our Chevrolet players of the game. They both went deep for the Dodgers. Russell Martin in the 6th inning off Carlos Zambrano. And then an inning later in the 7th, it was Matt Kemp hitting his 5th home run of the season. For more coverage of the Dodgers win, as well as the exploits of Russell Martin and Matt Kemp, and their Chevrolet Player of the Game performance, go to foxsports.com/Chevy. Chevy, an American Revolution. For Tim McCarver and Ken Rosenthal, this is Kenny Albert saying so long from Dodger Stadium. Following these messages, Gene Zalesko from the Fox Network Center.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
We've all been in tough situations, on the ball field and in life. When I was younger, I was a part of RBI. It stands for Reviving Baseball in Inner Cities.
Everybody bring it in.
It's a place where kids can come together, work together, and play together, so they can handle the tough situations on the ball field.
RBI on 3 up here. 1, 2, 3. RBI!
And in life. Major League Baseball proudly supports the RBI program. Tuesday, July 15th. Join us for an historic night as baseball's greatest players battle for World Series home field advantage in the house that Ruth built. It's the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, live from Yankee Stadium at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, beginning with the MLB All-Star Red Carpet Parade only on Fox. All right, so they've called it a day in Los Angeles, but we still have some time on our hands. We're going out to Detroit for a little bit of bonus coverage. Of course, we'll keep you there till the top of the hour.
Well, here's a veteran that's not going to miss a pitch that's left in the middle of the plate. And with the count, he's behind in the count, so he's protecting. Gets a ball middle of the plate and drives it to the left center field. Look at the location. Came back down the middle. It was down enough. 2 grand slams on the year have come against Cleveland both times, and that's going to put this one pretty much out of reach. That makes it an 8-3 ball game.
That one into left field, a diving attempt and a catch made by Francisco to mercifully end the bottom of the 8th inning. 9 men come to the plate. 6 of them score. Detroit flexing its muscles in the 8th.
Sink your teeth into the official candy bar of Major League Baseball. Baby Ruth from Nestle. It's loaded with good stuff you can really savor.
I get in the truck and it won't start. I figure it's the starter. But when I get to AutoZone, they said let's test it first. Turns out it's just a solenoid switch. Those AutoZone guys saved me a lot of money. And I'll remember that.
Can I help you, sir?
It's here to get my driver's license.
Let's see what we got. You have a birth certificate for Mr. Kozowski?
Check.
Eye test?
Pass.
Written test?
It's your equation for keeping healthy.
I'm a chin-upping, baseball-playing, gotta-take-care-of-me, one-a-day man.
One-a-day men's, the only complete multivitamin with more selenium for prostate health.
It fits my equation better.
Tomorrow, Formula One racing returns to Fox as some of the world's greatest drivers attack the streets of Montreal in the Canadian Grand Prix. Coverage begins tomorrow, 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, only on Fox. Cards and letters to Edgar Renteria. You know, bases loaded, he hits one out, and bonus coverage becomes, okay, a little bit of a look because we're actually seeing some Detroit offense, and we saw some offense in Los Angeles today as well, yes?
Well, Dodgers came back. I think it was more of a situation the Cubs came from ahead to lose. I mean, we take a look a little later on in the 7th inning. Yeah. I mean, geez, tough outing.
You want to take a look? You are in control, my friend.
I will take a look at this here.
We're going to see some highlights.
Can we see some highlights? We need to see some highlights. Hey, there, we got a score there. The Dodgers, they've been struggling to score runs. And Alfonso Soriano off a Derek Lowe, dead center. Woo!
Number 15 for him on the season. You're right, Mr. Kennedy. There's
Russell Genie's pick. Pregame meeting. This is Genie's pick right here, Russ Martin.
We're letting it all out.
Yeah, this ties the ball game at 2, and you got Carlos Zambrano on the mound, but...
Who was your pick?
Go ahead, Genie.
I picked Carlos Zambrano. This guy down here picked Matt Kemp. I'll give it to him.
I picked Derek Lowe and Matt Kemp.
Matt Kemp, a big home run.
I'll take both.
You are taking too much, as is Mr. Zambrano as well. You know, I can understand the frustration there. It's 7-3, the final Los Angeles. What does Zambrano have to do? The guy gets an RBI and some sloppy D behind him. It's a 5-run 7th, the difference.
Well, and he gets a base hit, and it was big.
It was certainly big. So was Matt Kemp's day, Mr. Kennedy.
Thank you.
We're going to go back to Dodger Stadium and hear from Mr. Kemp.
Thanks, Jeannie. We're here with Matt Kemp. Matt, the 3-run homer. You guys trailed 3-2 going into the 7th inning. What changed?
I don't know, man. We just came alive. Something happened to us. We just got a little pumped up. We got, you know, some hits here and some hits there, and it all worked out for us in that 7th inning.
You came up 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. What's your approach there?
We were swinging the bat well in that 7th inning. I was just looking for something to hit. He gave it to me, and I drove it to center field, and good things happened.
You guys have struggled all year offensively. Struggled to score runs, struggled to hit home runs. What is it going to take for the Dodgers to come out of it?
Just going to have to keep grinding, man. We know we're a good team. Everybody else knows how good we are, and we just got the pitchers keep pitching well like they have been, keeping us in the games, and we just got to do our job and, you know, score runs for them and do whatever it takes to win games.
Matt, thank you very much.
Take it easy.
Jeannie, back to you.
Kenny, thank you so much, and certainly this is the kind of day the Dodgers need. You look at that division, and Arizona's just been laying down here for a couple of weeks. Their bats have not been working at all, and no one's been able to make up that much ground on them when opportunity has been sitting there. Let's talk about that 5-run 7th.
Well, it was big for the Dodgers, but as I said, I think the Cubs just gave it to them. Ryan Theriot drops a ball at shortstop. Juan Pierre is stealing. Now, see, Soto makes a great throw. He's got him. Theriot goes to make the tag before he even catches. This opens the door. Aramis Ramirez makes a nice play with Andre Ethier, but then throws it away. Derek Lee lets it get by him. And in this play, Kosuke Fukudome, he could have caught that ball easily. I mean, he played it into a...
Turn the glove over the other way.
It looks like a tough play.
He tried to backhand.
And then there's your man, Kemp.
Well, this is icing right here. I mean, one reason I had a good feeling about Kemp is he can hit a fastball. He doesn't get too many breaking balls. He'll score up in a fastball, and he got one. But I think really it was more about frustration for Zambrano at that point. I was talking to Eric, at the break. I said, if I'm managing, and Lou goes out there, and we'll calm his pitcher down sometimes. He made some moves the last couple of nights where he went out there, not the pitching coach. But with a guy like Zambrano, I know being a catcher all my life, there's certain pitchers I think you got to go out there and say, listen, hey, we're tied right now. We know we could have defensively made some plays. Relax, get this last out. We'll get a win for you. Keep it tied at 3-3. Zambrano just kept going on and going on and going on, and I think he just kind of caved in right there on his own mind right there, throwing fastballs down the middle.
Yeah, certainly wasn't getting the defense behind him, but I'm imagining the blow-up in the dugout just wasn't so much that he mentally lost a little bit. Yes, gentlemen?
Well, it was that Gatorade bottle or Gatorade cooler was talking to him. No, this is something he's just frustrated as heck. And, we've seen this before in the past where Gatorade bottles and coolers have taken a beating. I remember Carlos Perez with the Dodgers. Boom, boom. Hey, but look at that. Carlos is taking a bat to it. Whack, whack. Now, see, at least Zambrano today, he was just using bare hands, tugging it. Look at that. Whack,
that's
whack.
Powerade. The other
Look
was
at that.
Gatorade.
Look at that.
Okay,
Oh, man.
He can't hit like Zambrano, though, during a game.
Man.
That was pretty good swinging right there.
That was some good swings.
What is the defining line here for you? What's the difference between the exploits we saw? Yes.
I'll tell you what. Carlos Zambrano had every right to be frustrated because his defense completely let him down. On top of that, he had to get the base hit. He did everything he could, and then it wasn't just one bad play. It was 3 bad plays. He went in, attacked the cooler. That's the way he is. I'm not saying that that's right, wrong, or whatever. As Tim McCarver mentioned in the telecast, if you hurt yourself, then it's not good.
I agree with that, what you're saying, absolutely. The defense let them down, but that's, to me, when you're a #1 pitcher, you pick them up, and you say, you know what, okay, guys, I'm not just going to keep firing fastballs up there. I'm going to still be a pitcher on the mound, and I got to get Loney out, and I can't let Matt Kemp get a fastball.
You can't pick him up 3 times.
But
that's
you know what?
It's
still 3-3. The point is it's still 3-3. It's still got a ball game. Even though Terrio dropped the ball, Ramirez threw it away. We've seen that in the past. That's when Zambrano has to step up and be the #1 that he is.
All right, so you don't know who to give credit to here, but I do want to give some love to the Dodgers offense today, yes?
I think so.
Specifically, Russell Martin, one of your picks earlier.
Well, Russ Martin, we talked about Soto and Martin in the pregame show about how good these two catchers are. I mean, here's what you do against a guy like Zambrano when he's throwing as dominant as he was in this ballgame. You start ending off by bunting because he can also run. Gets a bunt base hit right there. Little double clutch by Soto. I think the big swing by Loney right there kept Soto, like Tim McCarver said in the game, from making a good throw. And then Martin in the 6th inning right here, Eric, a 2-run home run.
By the way, Mr. Martin not just swinging the bat, but talking to our microphones as well. Ken Rosenthal caught up with him after this one at Dodger Stadium.
We're here with Russell Martin. Russell, 2-run homer today. Zambrano took a shutout into the 6th. That's when you hit your tying shot. How tough had he been to that point?
He's one of those guys that's just a tough competitor. He goes out there and he's giving it all he has, every pitch, every inning. And, he throws that slider and he changes speeds well with his fastball and he locates really well. And he's tough, but I got a pitch elevated in the zone and took a good swing and the rest is history.
You got a shutout from Kuroda last night. Derek Lowe took a shutout into the 5th today. How good was Lowe?
Derek was tremendous. I mean, when he's keeping the ball down and getting ahead of hitters and locating his curveball as well, he's one of the toughest pitchers to hit, I think, personally. And I'm sure the Cubs would say the same thing. He's just one of those guys that if he keeps the ball down and gets a bunch of ground balls, he's going to be tough.
Arizona has come back to the pack a little bit. No one has taken off in this division. How do you see your chances right now?
They're still pretty good, even though we haven't been playing that good at baseball. There's a lot of games left, and we haven't even found ourselves yet. It just seems like we got to find our groove, and right now we're starting to pick it up a little bit. And it's going to take everybody. It's going to take our pitching staff and our hitters, our offense to get going as well. And if we keep playing like we did today, I think we'll be all right.
Russell, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Back to you.
All right, Ken, thank you. And thank you to those of you joining us after the Ken Rosenthal interview there that obviously given Derek Lowe some attention. Joe Torre a couple weeks back said, my pitchers do need to step up. I need to see more from Brad Penny, and I do need to see more from Derek Lowe. Did you see a difference today out there?
Yeah, I thought his #1, his mechanics were better. And Russ Martin was talking about the curveball throwing, gets the curveball over to go with the sinker. He's a much better pitcher. But I think his mechanics were better. I think when he was having trouble keeping the sinker up, I think he was flying with the left side instead of pulling down a little bit. When you do that, you fly with the left side open, your arm flattens out. Sinker, you still have to get on top of the ball so you can turn it over a little bit and get the ball to move down and away to lefties or down and into righties, or he likes to backdoor some too to right-handed hitters.
Well, and we talk about Derek Lowe. He's had a couple good starts, but the most important thing, Rafael Furcal, the shortstop and really the team MVP, right around the corner, returning from the disabled list. The Dodgers have been able to hang around. When Furcal comes back, he gets going. They could take off.
All right, we're taking off as well because there's still more baseball activity going on in Detroit right now. We are taking you out there right now at the top of the ninth. Tom Brenneman, Rick Manning have all the action.
And now trying to nail it down is Todd Jones, 8 for 8 in save situations. Jones, his last 5 outings, has given up 3 runs. This is a fly ball to right that should tie a ribbon around this one, and it will. So the Tigers, you know what the people here at the ballpark are thinking. You know what Jim Leland might be thinking. Will that 6-run bottom of the 8th inning jumpstart this club? We will find out when these teams meet in Game 3 tomorrow. Final count, Detroit 8, Cleveland 4. For Rick Manning and our entire crew, I'm Tom Brenneman saying thanks so much for joining us. Have a terrific weekend. Here's Jeannie Zelasco, Kevin Kennedy, and Eric Karros from the Fox Television Center.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. It's all about the big inning today. 5-run 7th, the difference in Los Angeles. 6-run 8th, as we heard in Detroit, the difference for them. You know, you keep looking for that turnaround game for Detroit. I guess I'm not going to say I've given up hope, but I'm not going to go out on the ledge and say this is the game that turns them around.
Well, I mean, it was a nice comeback, let's face it. Cleveland's been struggling. One of the weaknesses of is the bullpen for the Cleveland Indians. They're 29th in overall ERA, and Betancourt's ERA is over 7. So the fact that you can open it up against Cleveland's great, but one of the strengths against Cleveland last year was their bullpen. This year it's been dismal.
Well, and Detroit, too, has had a habit of having these big games where they score 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 runs, even 19. But then they follow it up with 1 run, 2 runs. And they're just kind of spinning their wheels. They've got to get something consistently going with their offense.
Which, ironically, is pretty much what you could say about the team in the other dugout and what's going on with Cleveland as well. That's, you know, we're real quick to point out that Colorado was in the World Series last year, and we're not really seeing anything from them this year. But look how close Cleveland was to the series. And really, their comeback hasn't been that tremendous.
Well, the offense has been a big letdown for Cleveland. You know, Travis Hafner on the disabled list. I mean, today, Ben Francisco hitting 3rd for the Indians. Good player, but hitting 3rd for the Indians?
Right.
Yeah, and some of their key hitters. Peralta's finally up to like 235. He was like at low 2s a little while back. Victor Martinez still looking for the power.
Yeah.
I mean, and Travis Hafner, of course, the issues he's had this year.
And we're looking for another highlight. Let's get you updated on the Seattle Mariners, the Boston Red Sox. We are off to Fenway, and so much talk about Manny Ramirez. And what would the poor guy do without David Ortiz?
He's going to be lost, right, Kevin?
He can hit first, 9th, pinch hit. Doesn't matter with Manny. If he gets a pitch to hit, he's going to square it up. That's why you don't pitch that guy the game on a line. In the first inning, he got it going.
Well, Raul Ibanez here driving that ball down the right field line. Raul Ibanez coming into the season more RBIs than any left fielder in the American League over the last 2 years.
What a wonderful nugget. All right, we're going to the bottom of the 4th. 1 on 2 out to Alex Cora.
J.D. Drew's really done a nice job. I mean, he's had a big day today. 3 more hits today, hit a home run. I mean, take a look at this one right here. That's a knuckleballer. Dickey throwing that ball. That's above the green wall there, out to the right of the yellow line. Of course, that's a home run, even though it came back in because it was to the right of the yellow line.
Mr. Drew out in the pregame show saying, okay, you know, life is not over without David Ortiz. We need other guys to step up.
Yeah, and the fact that he's sitting 3rd in the lineup in front of Manny Ramirez, he's going to get some pitches to hit, and he did. And when he got them, he scored them up very well. And J.D. Drew is a good hitter. We know that. I mean, his last year with the Dodgers, he was a 300 hitter. He was in the middle of the order. He is a middle of the order hitter, but to be a middle of the order hitter, you can't always take the walk. You got to expand your own zone. When you get a pitch to hit, let it fly, and he did. There's the home run you just saw a minute ago. But here's the swing right here. Just good balance. He's always been very patient, very selected, and good balance right here in the side shot. Great extension through the ball, and you've got to know when you're in that 3 spot, Eric, you're going to get some pitches to hit with Manny on deck.
Well, he's as fluid as anybody, and we'll hear how fluid he is coming up, huh?
Yeah, you know what? You say that, we hear it. Let's hear from J.D. Drew.
J.D., congratulations on a lineup in which, Terry really needed some big bats today. You have delivered today and have been delivering.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where we're a little bit short, had some injuries, and, fortunately came in with some big hits. A lot of fun. Guys are contributing. Guys are scoring runs. It's working out well.
As you being the big left-handed bat in the lineup now with Ortiz out, do you feel a little more pressure to carry the load, or are you just going to try to be the same thing?
No, the same thing, Mark. I think the simple thing to do is everybody continue to approach the game the way we have in the years past and in this year past. And Uke does a good job. Manny, Mikey, Pedroia, we got table setters. Everybody just does the same thing we've been doing. Hopefully things will work out.
JD, what is it about the chemistry of this team? Or you dip down to the minor leagues for a pitcher, for a hitter, whatever it is, to come up and fill the gap, and they do. And there's a certain kind of aura of poise in this ball club.
Well, I think it's just the environment you come into. You got a team in here that carries a lot of aura and a lot of pressure, and young guys down there are taught that. I think they've done a great job scouting these younger guys and working them to getting them ready to be here. You get guys like Brandon Moss that comes in, fills in right away. Chris Carter the other night. We've had guys coming out of the pitching staff down there coming in and contributing. Got Masterson throwing great. Those things are key, and you definitely have to have those during the season because you're going to deal with some injuries.
Well, JD, thanks very much for being with us. We're delighted you're swinging the hot bat.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
All right, JD Drew of the Red Sox. Now back to you.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. And, of course, the pickup of Bartolo Colon, maybe not a great night to finish up the week, but certainly a good guy to bring out of the pen. But let's turn back to Manny Ramirez. Kind of hit on him in the pregame show, wondering if they're, taking his at-bats away, because obviously he doesn't have David Ortiz hitting behind him. We saw the home run, and then not much productivity the rest of the day.
Yeah, well, in the first inning, J.D. Drew does this. We just saw it, but we're showing it to you for a reason. Ichiro couldn't get it done right there. He was called out earlier by his teammates, and that ball goes for a triple. But here's Manny, 2 outs, runner at third base, 2-0 pitch by Batista. That's a little cutter that stayed middle in, and, Manny deposited.
And 2-0, what are you even giving Manny anything good to hit? It's just like we were talking about earlier. If as a manager, you're going to constantly challenge Manny Ramirez, you're going to end up unemployed. And finally, they walk him. Now the other guys, they come in, Sean Casey, J.D. Drew. All those guys are going to have to contribute. I mean, Manny, as you said, Kevin, can hit anywhere in the lineup.
Yeah, he absolutely doesn't care. And what you saw there, the second time Manny came up, it was the identical situation. 2 outs, J.D. Drew was at third base. This time, John McLaren elects to walk Manny Ramirez and make it Sean Casey that has to get the hit, and he popped out, and that's going to happen. But I'm telling you, that combination of Ortiz and Manny Ramirez, the absolute best in Major League Baseball. And I'm not going to say they're Gehrig and Ruth from back in the day, because those were 2 left-handed hitters, but 2 powerful hitters, 1 left, 1 right, in the middle of the Red Sox orders. That's a big void with Ortiz out. And as I said, J.D. Drew could say, yeah, I'm just going to be the same guy, but he knows in reality he's hitting the third spot. He's going to get pitches to hit, and he has to square them up, and he did.
What do you gentlemen make of what's going on in Seattle, specifically this week? There was a tirade. A manager then apologizes, but the players are coming out saying when they showed up to the clubhouse, there were no towels, so they couldn't go shower, and there was forced accountability, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. Forced accountability, I'm not so sure what that is. And it's not just John McLaren. That's also General Manager Bill Bavasi. Absolutely nuts on waiting to, you think the players are going to walk out of there and say, wow, you know what? These guys are right. I should be held accountable. I mean, it's not going to happen like that.
I think Eric knows. I mean, he played for me in the minor leagues. He knows those meetings can't be contrived. They've got to be just reactionary. They've got to be, now it's time for a team meeting. Managers, you contrive something like that, it doesn't work, and the players know it.
All right, now it's time to go to Yankee Stadium, because we have some Yankee highlights to share with you. This was a wild one. You buckled up? Promise? You ready? This is how it started here. It's top 3. Jerry Lane takes one to the mask. He's going to check out for a while. Shaken leaves the game. It's baseball a little shaken up as well. Bottom 5. Jason Giambi.
How hot is he?
Oh, if you grow it,
does he have the thong? That's what I want to. Is he wearing the thong?
It's about the mustache now.
Well, the mustache.
How about Jose Guillen? Grand slam. Grand slam right there in the 7th inning off of Andy Pettit. I mean, we got a blowout going, but A-Rod would come right back here.
Yeah, look where this ball goes. This is over the bullpen. This is absolutely crushed. 10-8 ball game. And this guy, Johnny Damon, did he have a decent game today?
We won't give it all away yet, but he's going to get another hit that we will share with you.
That's his 5th right there. Look at that. And David De Jesus off Mariano Rivera. And we haven't seen this at all this year.
First home run allowed since August 15th, 2007 for Mo. He knew it right away. It was the first pitch he tossed when he got to the mound. Jorge Posada, welcome back.
Off of Soria right there, who has also been perfect so far this year for KC. Home run to tie it. And then is it Johnny Damon again? Is he doing something good again?
That would be Johnny Damon.
5 hits aren't enough?
Well, 6 hits with that game-winning single in the bottom of the 9th. He was 0 for 5 last night, so he decided to shave the mustache. Andy Pettitte, by the way, 10 runs in 6 2/3. Last time that happened to him, July 30th, 1996 at Texas. New York overcame a pair of 4-run deficits as we check out the big bats on the day. Jose Guillen, we saw the tie-breaking grand slam in the 7th to match a franchise record with 7 RBI. And the commonality there, Damon got rid of his facial hair.
Yeah,
He's keeping it to work.
How would you like to have those guys on your fantasy team right there?
I
That's
think
some good scoring right there.
You're looking at a woman, asking her that. I think there are a lot of women with Johnny Damon on their fantasy team. I'm sorry, yes? What's the question?
I don't know. I'm lost now.
Okay. Johnny Damon.
I think
Johnny
the issue is Johnny
Turning
Damon.
the corner now? Is the bat now hot?
It's been hot. He's
Okay.
hitting 326 right now. He was 6 for 6 today. And, let's take a look. Johnny Damon hits best when he uses the field and just is relaxed and goes the other way. This particular ball off the right field wall. Once in a while, he can do that. But he's just been spraying the ball around. There's a single right off of Bannister. That's the 3rd in the 4th inning off of Bannister again. Bannister saw enough of America already.
Yeah, he really did. And Johnny Damon sets the table for this Yankee ball club. He makes them go. You always talk about Derek Jeter and what he does for this club. And really, Johnny Damon, when he's hot, the Yankees offense goes. Gets on base, makes things happen. He does things from the left side, and he did it today for the Yankees.
You saw the first 4 pitches. They looked like the same pitch. Down and into his swing, and he just slapped them into right center field, one off the wall. And then finally, it went away, and he went the other way with it. And then the last one, of course, was the game winner. But Johnny, he's a 300 hitter, hitting 326. I think the biggest thing with him, he looks like he's healthy.
Absolutely.
He's had some injuries the last couple of years.
Which is more than you can say for a lot of that lineup. Okay, we're going to stay in the AL East. Got a little action between Baltimore and Toronto, and another guy swinging a hot bat we'll get to in just a moment. We begin, though, with Shannon Stewart. A little ground ball to first, but check out the right ankle.
Yeah, hustling down, and just slips on the bag. There goes the ankle.
So,
Not good.
Vernon Wells, activated less than a month after he fractured his right wrist, would come in. There he is. 2 for 3 with an RBI. It was not enough to help the Blue Jays avoid their 3rd straight loss because of Jay Pate, really.
Yeah, hits a single to right. Kevin Millar, Luke Scott coming around to score.
Jay Payton once again gets another little jam shot right. Well, no, that wasn't a jam shot. That was a pretty good hit right there, left center field.
You're allowed to reflect and change, yes.
Well, Jay Payton's kind of been that unsung guy for Baltimore. Done a pretty good job for him. Nobody talks too much about him, but he came up big today, and Guthrie was a pretty good pitcher. Only got his 3rd win of the year.
Payton, 5 RBIs. Jeremy Guthrie tossed 7 strong innings, 1 run, 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, didn't walk a person. And the Orioles pick up their 3rd straight win as we go to the AL East standings.
Not bad, only 5 games back in the loss column. The Yankees, Toronto at the bottom there with a 500 record. They've got some strong pitching. This division is not going to be decided anytime soon, especially with some of the injuries Boston's suffering from. Tampa's falling back just a little bit. It's going to be a fun one to watch this summer.
I think you could probably say the same thing about the Central. We have the Indians, we have the Tigers going to work. Everyone except Jeremy Bonderman. We'll have news on him in just a moment. Because first, let's share the pictures.
Carlos Guillen getting a hold of one, going deep. Again, this offense, people talked about them in the preseason about possibly scoring 1,000 run. Marcus Timms getting a start in left field, hitting a bomb.
Tied up the ball game right there. And we go to bottom 8. Mr. Cabrera.
Well, and he's the guy, really, that they have to get going. I mean, he can't just be somebody in the middle of the lineup. He's got to be an absolute presence. And talk about a presence.
Bases loaded, 2 outs for Edgar Renteria.
Yeah, the one thing about Betancourt, who gave it up there to Timms and right there to Renteria, I mean, last year when I watched him, he was great. He had good command. It was all fastballs, but he had excellent command. This year, he's missing location a lot. 93 is a good fastball, but good hitters will square that up when it's middle in like that.
All right, both clubs going into this one had extremely disappointing news coming into action about a couple of their starters. Jeremy Bonderman out for the season, quite possibly a blood clot in that pitching shoulder. It's strange. It's that same ailment that sidelined fellow Tigers pitcher Kenny Rogers. They described it as like you think of a vein like a straw, and it was pitched, so we'll see on him. Cleveland starter Jake Westbrook, surgery on that right elbow. He is out for the season. They have to reconstruct the right elbow, and the surgery will take place in a couple of weeks. We watched, a John Smoltz go down this week, Westbrook and a Bonderman. We're looking for arms right now.
Yeah, a lot of injuries. I mean, at least with Detroit in that situation, Galarraga probably comes back in and starts again, especially with the return of Wells. Cleveland, I'm not sure what happens there. It's been a lot of struggle this year.
Yeah, pitching's still all right. I mean, Sabathia's been better. Cliff Lee and Carmona, of course, they'll be okay. But I think they're missed Westbrook. He was great last year for them.
Absolutely. All right, next week on Fox Saturday Baseball, guess what's back? Interleague play. Oh, yeah. Interleague play returns as Red Sox head to Cincinnati. We have the Reds going to business there. And Phillies taking on the Cardinals or the Dodgers. Some of you saw today square off against the Tigers. Some of you witnessed today as well. Where are you, Mr. Carroll?
Dodgers and Tigers.
Well, yeah, all right.
Tune in for that one.
Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week returns next week, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, in high definition, only on Fox. And we thank you for joining us. We'll see you next Saturday.
Promotional consideration paid for by
Manny Ramirez powers the Red Sox against Ken Griffey and the Reds. Next week on Fox Saturday Baseball. Check for the game in your area. This has been a presentation of Fox Sports. Home to the All-Star Game. The National League Championship Series. And the World Series. America's grand game is on Fox.
We are Fox Sports.
It's time to go to your Iowa Lottery retailer. Don't walk, run. Buy your Set for Life ticket today. You could win $1 million prize. Enter your non-winning tickets online at ialottery.com. You could win a new Chevy Tahoe Hybrid, the 2008 Green Car of the Year. So go.
Oh, see ya.
Play Set for Life from the Iowa Lottery.
Why do customers keep coming back to Maple Leaf Lincoln Mercury? Only Maple Leaf offers big city selection at small town prices and treats you like our own family. Maple Leaf, home of the hand-picked quality pre-owned vehicles for less. Home of the $8.99 oil change. Home of the free pickup and delivery with loaner provided. Experience the Maple Leaf difference, where we always treat you right.
July 20, stay 20, Maple Leaf Geneseo.
We're not going to show you a baby coughing on secondhand smoke, or a graveyard of smokers, or a woman so addicted she smokes through a hole in her throat. You've already seen that, and you still smoke. Truth is, you'll quit when you're ready to quit, for reasons of your own. All we can tell you is Quitline Iowa will be here, and our counselors will work with you on a plan that works for you. When you're ready, call to find out more about us.
On the next 2.5 Men, Alan's two-timing Candy.
You're already doing a hot 22-year-old and you're cheating on her? Yes. I am so proud of you.
On 2.5 Men.
Monday at 6 on Fox 18.
Let's go behind the scenes to find out where the comedy of every